Yo, 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 yo. Good morning, everybody. Hey. Good morning, everybody. Good morning, everybody. Yo, what's up? Yep. Welcome, everybody. Come on, tap the screen when you come in live. Make sure you're joining right now. It is 10:13 in the a.m. Oh, it's 10:13. 10:13, March 7th. Wake up. It's 10:13, March 7th, y'all. Let's go. What's up, y'all? Tap the screen if you're on my live. Letitia, good morning. Wake up. Let me switch that around a little bit. There we go. Y'all see what it is. Oh, okay. Okay. All right. Yeah. Tap the screen, hit the like button, share the live. It is 10:13 a.m. March 7th, Tuesday. It is 70. It's going to be 75 degrees or greater today? What? I think I'm going to go for a run outdoors today. Probably do about 6 miles. I ain't ran outdoors and ran 6 miles in a while. But I'm going to run this old route that I used to run and get my running in. Y'all know what I'm talking about? I'm going to do that today, yo. Yo, make sure y'all tap the screen if you know what I mean. Tap the screen, tap the screen. Tap the screen if you know what I mean. You're on the live with I see green. I got my apple cider vinegar ready to go, y'all. I'm going to let it heat up a little bit. I don't like drinking it so cold, you know what I'm saying? Apple cider vinegar is in effect. Today's conversation that's going to change your situation. When getting what you want isn't what you need. Ooh-wee. It's one of those things, man. We're not going to get into it right away, but let's get into our what does it mean for today. What does it mean for today? So I'm going to ask y'all a question. I want some honesty out of y'all. It's going to require y'all to look back into some of y'all relationships or whatnot. But the question for today, the question for today in our what does it mean section is this. Name something your ex taught you that you still use today. What is something that an ex, a person that you dated, what is something that you still use to this day? Like, what is something that they said or, something they taught you? What is something that you still carry with you that, from a previous relationship? What do you carry with you that has been positive? Because you don't really carry negative stuff with you into hopefully you don't carry negative stuff with you into nothing in relationship. Sonny said nothing. I taught him. Well, what is something you taught him that he still does or uses today? Miss, I taught him. Woo, women, y'all are so crazy sometimes. She said, I taught him. He didn't take me. I taught him. I didn't think he not me, you know what I'm saying? Him. Well, you know what?
You're gonna learn today.
That's all I'm saying. I want to know. Inquiring minds want to know. She said I didn't teach him nothing. Listen, you either carry some, all of us do. All of us carry something from a previous relationship. You know what I'm saying? He was younger. Is that what it is? And you taught him because he was younger. I understand that. I can respect that. Let's do this. So she said he was younger, and that was the thing that did it, is that he was a younger cat. I got you. And we talked about that before. I've learned from older women, you know what I'm saying, in my past, and there are things that I carry forward that other people benefit from. What is something that your ex taught you that some people knew in your relationship, in your life right now, they benefit from it? What is that? What is that thing, y'all? Everybody has something. What is it? What is it that people benefit from that you carry forward in a relationship? Inquiring minds want to know. I'll give y'all a minute, you know what I'm saying? I'll give you a minute to figure it out, but I want to know because, it's a real thing. I'll give y'all a minute. Hey. I give y'all a minute. Come on. All right, the question at hand is name something that your ex taught you that you still use today. If you're in my live, make sure you tap the like button. Make sure you say hello when you enter the room so I know that you're here and you're rocking with me, you know what I'm saying? This is an interactive live, and I'd like to know who is communicating with me today, who's rocking out with me today. So name something that your ex taught you that you still carry with you today. And I know it's hard because you try to forget everything, but what is it that they teach you? I want y'all to understand that every time you get into a relationship that you're either teaching somebody or you're being taught something. And hopefully it's an even exchange in both ways. Like hopefully you all are teaching each other something. You can't be in these relationships that are like stagnant, where you're not learning from them, they're not learning from you. And, you know, there are people that are, you know, hard to teach and they're very stubborn in relationships, and you have to ask yourself why. You know what I'm saying? If we want the same things, we have to be cooperative in trying to get to that place. You know what I'm saying? It's a collaboration. You know, it's the two of us working on something to get to somewhere else that's greater than the place we were before we met each other. What up, Enough? Make sure y'all tap the like button as y'all get in the room. Share the live. You know what I'm saying? Keep it popping. That's one of those things we have to kind of establish is what is it that we're trying to do? You know what I mean? That is one of the things that we have to do, just period, you know, learn how to get along, but also learn what is it that I got from you? You know what I'm saying? What is it that you got? If you had to write down like a list of things that most of us don't remember, most of us don't even remember how we got shape shifted, so to speak, by different individuals. But we've all learned something from an ex that we used with the next. Hopefully it's positive though. So hopefully you learn something about yourself that you're able to carry into these different relationships, whether it be friendships, love relationships, or whatever. It could even be a financial relationship. Whatever you have learned, hopefully you take that with you and you blow it out the box. Now, I'll ask y'all something else. What cities do y'all think have the most single men? Ladies, if y'all in my live, what cities do y'all think have the most single men? Just out of curiosity, what cities do y'all think have the most single men? Anybody have any idea? Is anybody up on game? Anyone? Bueller. Enough says DC. She thinks DC has the most single men. Letitia, what do you think? Who do you think has the most single men? If you're on my live right now, who do you think? What cities do you think has the most single men? It'll surprise you, I promise you. One doesn't surprise me, but another does. And it's kind of crazy what some of the other listings are as well. She said the whole state of Texas. Cities, Enough. Cities. Come on now. And no, Texas isn't one of them. And not even a city in Texas is one of them. Anybody else got a guess? We'll count it down.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
All right, listen. Nope, not Nevada. The most single men are in Minneapolis, Minnesota. Minneapolis, Minnesota. Bet y'all didn't know that. Yep. The most single men are in Minneapolis, Minnesota. Guess what? That's the top. Now, what do you think the second major city has the most single men? What up, Emery? So I'm going to give y'all 4. So Minneapolis is the top. What is the next one? And this will surprise y'all. It will and it won't, but it's one of those cities. You know what I'm saying?
All right.
Alaska is not up there. Alaska was, crazy enough, Alaska and Seattle, those cities and states out there were highest in divorcees. How about that? Nope, not Illinois. We're asking right now, ladies and gentlemen, what city has the most single men in it? Well, Minneapolis was at the top. What do y'all think is next? Minneapolis is at the top. Y'all, some of this stuff is staring y'all straight on in the face. Minneapolis is at the top. All right, I'll count down again.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Atlanta. Yep, good guess. Enough. Look at you. Oh, girl, you go ahead. She hit that. She got that. You right, Atlanta. What do we have for it, Chuck? Yeah, Atlanta. Atlanta has the most. What's up, Yasmin? Listen, Atlanta has the second most single men, and it's followed by Newark and Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh, how about that? Now, which city do y'all think has the most single women? And, I guess I could understand how this could happen. What up, Femi? I haven't seen you in a while. I guess I could understand how this could be, but y'all tell me, what city do y'all think has the most single women? All of these answers are going to surprise y'all. Sacramento. What up, Sassy? Nope, not Sacramento. Make sure y'all hit the like button when y'all join the live. Yasmin, hit the like button. Sassy, hit the like button. Yep. Now Sacramento. Y'all keep hitting the like button and sharing the live. Yep. Queen Femi, I see you. Nope. Atlanta absolutely doesn't have the most single women. Atlanta has the most single men, though, Queen Femi. So that's a good answer in that regard. What city? Letitia says, nope. She said Atlanta. Jakari said Miami. Where you been, Drac? Hey, man, I ain't seen you in forever, bro. Good to see you. Jakari said Miami, and that's not, nope. The most single women, I'm going to give it to y'all right now. And y'all will get it when I say it. You know what I'm saying? Like, y'all going to get it when I say it. The most single women are in Buffalo, New York. Buffalo, New York. How about that? Now, I'm going to give it to y'all again. So the most single men are in Minneapolis, Minnesota, followed by Atlanta, Georgia, which is followed by Newark and Pittsburgh. Now, the most single women are in Buffalo, but it's followed by, check this out. What up, Chocolate Butterfly? It's followed by, Queen Femi said, where's my husband at? Then I'm in Atlanta. The Buffalo is the top single women, and then followed by Richmond, Virginia, and Pittsburgh. Now wait, Columbus should have been on which list? Enough, because this is you might be on to something. So here's the thing that I thought was real tripped out. How do you have the most single men in Pittsburgh and the most single women in Pittsburgh? Like, that's a thing. Like, how do you do that? How do you have a community full of all these single women? Now to Enough, who's on TikTok, her guess was, she said Columbus, Ohio should have been included. Well, guess what? 2 cities in Ohio also go on the top list of most single women. It is Cincinnati and Cleveland. So I would assume that Columbus would fall right underneath that as well, since it's all a part of the same kind of, you know what I'm saying, in that Midwest area. You know what I'm saying? So Buffalo, Richmond, Pittsburgh, Cincinnati, and Cleveland all have the most single women in them. And then Jakari just said Miami. Well, ironically, Jakari, a lot of the cities in Florida are the places where divorcees go. Like they a lot of the people who get together in those Florida cities, along with Seattle and a couple other places, they can't stay together. I don't know what the rhyme or reason is behind that, but they can't stay together. So there's that, you know what I'm saying? Maybe it's too much sun.
Damn, Daniel. Damn, Daniel.
I don't know. It could be anything, but I will tell you this. So whenever you do, wherever you live and whatever you got going on, you know what I'm saying? You gonna have to know what you want so you can get what you need. That is today's conversation, yo. Y'all, that is today's what does it mean? Give yourselves a round of applause. Yep, give yourselves a round of applause. Yep, Jakari on Facebook says, yep, relationships don't last down here. Jakari's in Miami. He said it just don't work, and I get it. I think places that have a lot of sun, that show a lot of skin, that where everybody has to work on, you know, those places where people are really fit and be trying to look all super dope and fly is hard because other people, your counterpart is also doing those kind of things. So that leads us to today's topic. That was our every day I'm gonna try to start the show off with some new information, something section that I call "What Does It Meme?" M-E-M-E. I just want to talk about some things that are, in pop culture, some things that are just easy to jump into. But today's meat and potatoes, today's serving is when getting what you want isn't what you need. When getting what you want isn't what you need. I can assure you that everyone on this live has experienced a moment where they had something, a goal or something they were trying to achieve or something that they were chasing, thinking that this is what I want. You ever got something? You ever went after something? You ever bought something and was like, this ain't what I really, really wanted? You ever did that? You ever had buyer's remorse? Did you ever have buyer's remorse? Did you ever get involved with something that was like, this ain't it? You know what I mean? Have you ever done that? I think a lot of us have done it in relationships as well as, with purchases and stuff like that. But have you ever put yourself in a position where you really wanted to take it back? When what you want isn't what you need. Chocolate Butterfly said, yes, I have. It's one of those things where, what up, Antoine? What's happening, bro? When getting what you want isn't what you need. Have you ever been in a position where you felt like this was, you went after something and realized it wasn't exactly where your head was at? I mean, I would assume that this happens often with people who are chasing and are going after their degrees and what they're doing. You know what I'm saying? Enough say, yeah, I bought a dog 2 weeks ago and I don't have it anymore. What does that mean? Did you take the dog back? Did you really buy a dog and return it? Was it the wrong kind of dog? Did you not want the responsibility? What's going on, Enough? You're gonna have to share that with us so we can get that on, you know what I'm saying, so we can understand a little better. Buyer's remorse. There is a such thing as relationship remorse, all those kind of things. Hey, TikTok was tripping, wouldn't let me in your live for a minute. Yeah, I'm sure they blocking me for some reason, you know what I'm saying? TikTok, these social media sites be tripping. You have to understand, like, you'll get into a position where what you want isn't what you need, yet you pursue what you want. Y'all been in relationships like that. Y'all met somebody before that hasn't been right for you. Like, somebody who is in your circle that you like, yo, I don't even know I still rock with you, you know what I'm saying, and whatnot. You know what I mean? Good morning, Red V, Sav, what's happening? There are times when you got to understand that that's not an outward thing, that's an inner thing, meaning you should know yourself so well that you make the right decisions for what you need. You know what I mean? Yasmin said yes with a man. She has, and I think that's happening with all kind of relationship. She said with the dog, she said, I just wasn't ready like I thought. Yeah, there's a lot of responsibility that goes into that. And that's what getting what you want and getting what you need will help you realize is that, do you want to manage this situation? Or do you have the time? You realize, like, you may not be prepared to deal with something, yet it's in your circle, it's in your situation, it's around you where you have to deal with it. A lot of people think they want something, think they need something, or no, better yet, think you want something, but it doesn't boil down to what you really need. When people choose people to be with, they typically choose what they want and not what they need. And there's plenty of quote unquote nerdy dudes out there that'll tell you, and each one of y'all, I think that everybody on this live has been in a position where they say, yo, there was somebody I thought I wanted over somebody that I needed. Like, I chose what I wanted versus what I needed in my life. Tashi said, yep, went through that a few years back, trying to see the good in behaviors I didn't like. Yeah, it's challenging because what you need, sometimes you don't even see it until it's gone. Definitely Enough. Definitely. Sometimes what you need, you don't even know it until it's gone because your eyes have been focused on what you want and not truly what you need. Unfortunately, it takes some really digging in and understanding ourselves a whole lot better. What up, Teray? Teray, it requires you to dig in and look at yourself and analyze your life. If you're not analyzing your position and analyzing yourself in life, you will make choices. You will make bad choices more often than you'll make good choices because you still haven't looked at like what you truly want. I'm guilty of it. I know it. I know it. I know that I can look around my studio and look around in, in different parts of my of my man cave or whatnot, and I'll say, I don't even use that as much as I should use it, and it costs a lot of money. What am I doing? What am I thinking? You know what I'm saying? And I be looking at stuff. I've got several things that I have purchased that were what I wanted, and then not so much as what I needed. Thank you, Tashi, for sharing the live. I appreciate that. If y'all are on my lives, share the lives, tap the like button, you know what I'm saying? Gifting is available, cash apping is available, all those things to support the live. I appreciate it. Miss Red Savage said, I choose recently to be a loner. Choices in men were wrong. And listen, that's what it takes sometimes, is removing yourself from the system that keeps going around in a circle. If you say you're constantly doing that, then you have to reevaluate your choices in men. You have to reevaluate your choices in the things that you're doing. What up, MJ? It requires you to re-examine how you went into things. Tashi said, man, the wants and not need, I've been purging. Exactly. Oh yeah, I'm rocking the I Am the Show shirt today. You know what I'm saying? I thought, from now on, I need to actually wear the shirt that I represent, and I have them again available for y'all too if y'all want to purchase one. But our wants get us in trouble more often than they shouldn't, and we don't take care of our needs first, and then let that flourish into our needs being met, so that we can actually look at what we want better. What do you need when it comes to your relationship? Like, what has been missing from your relationships in the past that you're like, yo, I finally realized I need somebody I can talk to, right? Is that one of the things that's missing, is communication, is somebody who is fun to talk to? And if it is, I'll tell you, here's a remedy for that. When you meet somebody, spend time talking to them on the phone a lot, and spend time talking to them at lunch or at brunch, at little different places. What up, Libby? Make sure that you're spending enough time letting a person exhaust the representative in the conversation, so that you can get down to the meat and potatoes and say, this person is fun to be around. I enjoy talking to this person. This person's conversation is amazing. You have to allow room for what you want to manifest itself and make itself known before you commit emotionally to anything that you're trying to get into. A lot of times we jump right in, you know what I mean? Oh, this could be the one. This might be the one. Well, how can they be the one when they haven't passed a certain criteria that you should already have set up? Not like a thing, like a hurdles that they got to jump. But you should be able to say, I spoke to this person for an hour and I couldn't, and the time went by so fast I don't even know where the time went. When is the last time you had a conversation like that with somebody that you were interested in? Letitia said, for some reason, some women attract the same type of men that just aren't good men. It ain't for some reason, Letitia. It ain't for some reason that you attract what you attract. You are the reason you attract what you attract. And you have to adjust what you're doing, meaning you need to learn more about yourself, because you have to know what you're putting out there. You know what I'm saying? You have to understand that knowledge is the key in that situation. If you're attracting the same kind of man, learn some new things, right? Examine what you're putting out there for the community of people that are around you to see, and adjust it. It's an easy adjustment. You're the common denominator. Most times we are the common denominators in all the people that are in our lives. So if we say, I keep running into the same strippers and nurses were the litmus test for me. I could always attract a stripper and a nurse, and I could always attract a girl named Jennifer. Don't ask me why. But I had several Jennifers in my life that were always on me for some reason. And then I realized, like, I realized that these people were nurturers, you know what I mean? And I guess I needed nurturing. nurses and strippers, whether y'all know it or not, the most hurt people tend to go out and help help other people because they know what it feels like to not have anybody. That's usually like the strippers. Pearl said wanted to be with a man who with a degree when she lived in DC, got bored, moved back to Chicago and married a grunt, and that's hilarious. Yeah, a lot of times, you know, you have to look at who you're trying to holler at or who's trying to holler at you. Like if there are people out there that they may be attractive to you, but they can't hold a conversation, then that's a red flag. You know what I'm saying? If they can't, that's a huge red flag for everybody. I know some people don't talk about that like that, but it is a red flag for everybody. If you can't communicate with somebody or they can't communicate back with you, how are you going to sustain it past the point of the looks or the attraction? Like the most attractive thing about a person is that thing that comes from the inside and not from the outside. Red Savage said, I spoke to a guy for 4 hours. So we did the phone for 4 months. He flipped. He was good on the phone. Now, so here's the thing with that, Red. When talking to somebody on the phone for that amount of time, you have to actually put yourself in person, because what happens is it's those like long distance relationships where you're talking on the phone for so long and not FaceTiming and whatnot. You become accustomed to just hearing the voice and forgetting that there's a face, a figure, a body, and all those things associated with it. So when I say speak to somebody for a long time on the phone, you still got to interact with them. Remember that part I said, we'll go to lunch so it's not awkward, and see if you can't pick up with the conversation or the energy or the vibe that y'all represented when y'all was on the phone. That's the worst thing ever, is to talk to somebody and they not be who they are in person as they were on the phone. That would be the worst thing that could happen in a situation like that, is that their representative was the ones who showed up. And those are the typical talks that people have about being catfished, is people catfish you on the phone when they're having conversations because they're not being genuinely who they are. You know what I'm saying? Like, the only way you're going to figure that out is you got to life is social. It's not just social online, but online socialism should bring you to, when you're in person with somebody, it should be easy. Like, yes, it may start off on the phone. Usually you meet somebody in person, which is the first thing that you do. But if you happen to do the online thing, all right? If you happen to, and people do have the gift of gab, you know what I'm saying? But if you happen to do the online thing, you have to immediately position yourself to get in that person's face, or you're going to feel like it's a waste of time when you finally meet them and they don't bring the energy that they brought when you were talking on the phone or online. What up, Chrissy? What's up, Babs? It has to be an exchange, and the exchange has to lead itself from being online or on the phone, and the exchange happens when you actually are in front of that person. If they can continue being that person that delighted you when you're on the phone or texting, then there's something you've established that's great, and you can build from that. But only in person are you truly going to find out who a person is. They can only put up this act for so long. It's all discovery. It's all discovery. And as you are getting to know and learn somebody, you got to present that aspect of it. Now, if your conversation is amazing on the phone, if your conversation is amazing when you're texting and all that kind of stuff, and then you get together and it's just as dynamic, you are on to something. That person, and there's a requirement, right, that you have to hold on other people as well as yourself, is that you're going to be who you are at all times, because that's how you want to be accepted. What can you be more consistent with than being yourself, if not anything else? If you could just be yourself, and you can be. Some people are afraid to be, feeling like they won't add up to something. Understand this. The right person is going to love and enjoy you for the consistency that you have for just being yourself. I see you subscribe, Ush. Welcome back. Ush1978 just resubscribed. Listen, in order for you to be in something that you want to be in for a long time, then you're going to have to be what you can be for the longest, which is yourself. And a person at that point should accept you for being yourself, and they should adjust or make their thing, their adjustments in order to understand or be there for you better. Because if you're being yourself and they're being their self and it clicks, that's a lifetime of super duper existence. Like, really, like, you ain't got to put on airs. You ain't got to do nothing, no craziness. You could just be yourself. Can you imagine a life like that? Hopefully you can, because it requires you to start just doing you. Just be yourself and let the right person come into that situation. And if there's some things that you don't mind adjusting in the process of that, super duper awesome. Because now you're just molding each other into a position where you get comfortable. It's almost like snuggling. Have you ever snuggled somebody and you got it right on the first go? Somebody gonna be uncomfortable and y'all got to change positions in a minute. But when you find the way to snuggle with somebody and it just lock and key and it fits, man, y'all gonna lay there and y'all gonna enjoy each other and it's gonna feel right. It's gonna be great. Now, it ain't gonna be perfect in the beginning, so you got to give yourself an opportunity to make the subtle adjustments. You don't want to make a whole overhaul though. Like if you like sleeping on your left and then this person forces you to sleep on your right, that's gonna be bad. You're gonna be, that ain't natural to who you want to be. Next thing you know, you wondering why you sleeping on one side and they sleeping on the other. You want to put yourself in a position where what you want is what you always needed. And the only way you get to what you want and fulfilling what you need is for you to be as truthful and honest in your behavior and your actions as possible. If you go into something with a lie is what you're going to get out of it. Period, point blank. Y'all know if y'all go into something backwards, everything's gonna be reversed. If you're not honest about your intentions, if you're not honest about where you're trying to end up, then you're gonna be in a situation where everything is upside down and you're gonna be complaining and finding yourself back at square one, trying to do this thing all over again with somebody else and saying, why is this happening? Why is this happening? Why am I attracting the same kind of people and getting the same kind of response? Listen, if you're the common denominator, what up, Just You, in these situations, then that's what it is. You're the common denominator, and all these people are coming to you in that way because you are who you are. Now, if you don't like who you are, make some subtle adjustments. And the way you do that is by learning more, doing some different things, adding some new friends and new people in your life that'll help cultivate you. Cultivating is everything when it comes to making a change. Some of the changes that you can make, start physically. Do something different with your hair. Do something different with the clothes you decide to rock. Go shopping. Go put on. I can tell you clothes do a lot. I don't care what nobody say. I learned it firsthand. Excuse me. The clothes don't make the person, but the clothes do help cultivate what you attract. What up, RJ? I'm gonna tell you, when I decided to be a recording artist, right? There were two stages that I went through. Before all of this, I thought I was cool. I was chilling. You know what I'm saying? I was flying how I carried myself. I attracted what I attracted. But the moment that I went out and I changed everything. So let me tell y'all, my hair was down to my shoulders. You know what I'm saying? I looked like Big Boy from Outkast. I kind of dressed like Andre 3000. It was like a mashup or whatever. And it was a cool look for me, and it brought more of a psychedelic kind of people around me. You know what I'm saying? Queen Quita said, her mama said, has always said that. Ush 1978 said, step out of the box. That's right. So what I did when I decided to start on my second album, my first album is an album called Music Revolution. If y'all want a copy of it, let me know. And I'll send you a copy. But I got an album called Music Revolution. It was very much Bruno Mars, Miguel before they ever existed. You know what I'm saying? In terms of before they showed up on the music scene. And it was very organic. I played all the instruments, sang all the parts, did everything myself, and I got it mixed by my mentor. The second album, that album did pretty cool on some independent stuff. It was cool, but I didn't want just independent success. I wanted national success. So national success required me to change some things. So I went and hollered at my boy. I was, you know what I'm saying? I was a Bruno Mars type, like, because I'm such an instrumentalist and I'm organic in the music production. So I went and hollered at my boy. I was like, yo, I had recorded 5 new songs in a different manner than what I did the previous album. And as you should grow. And then with anybody, I would tell you, keep cultivating yourself, but slowly, until you start seeing the results you want to see. Did y'all get that? Keep cultivating yourself slowly until you get the results you want to get. I'm not saying do nothing dramatic, but you got to make some adjustments and prepare to see what that adjustment is going to manage. Think of it like scientists. Scientists, when they're trying to figure out something, they tweak it a little bit, wait to see what happens when that culture cultivates itself, and then if it's not the results they want, they tweak it a little bit more, but they take down what the results were. So for instance, if you wanted a different appeal, women, y'all do this all the time. Y'all like to see and hear the reaction that people get when you cut your hair. I imagine that Halle Berry, when she came up with that haircut, that rocked the world, you know what I'm saying? Like, she came up with a hairstyle and her career changed, took straight off. Why? Because she was such an influencer. Y'all remember that hairstyle? Because Toni Braxton started wearing it. Everybody started wearing that little short haircut, and you was like, yo, that's fly as I don't know what. That's kind of how it works. You make these subtle adjustments and you watch and see how people or things in your life change, and then there may be things that you want to hold on to, but you make the subtle adjustments. So when I went from being one artist, that pixie cut, I wouldn't know that. I would never ever say that, Tashi. I'm a man. So when I'm a dude. I have no idea what the names of these cuts be. You know what I'm saying? But I can tell you what what it looked like. You keep going to the drawing board for better outcomes. Now listen, you all have to cultivate the formula that makes you happy in the process of doing this. And we all know that public adoration is a part of that. Public acceptance is a part of that. What up, Donald? I see Donald on YouTube right now. So when it came to making my second album, I hollered at my homeboy who was more in touch with the audience that will receive it. He was like, yo, bro, you got to cut your hair and we got to go shopping for some clothes and you got to lose weight. And I got honest friends, you know what I'm saying? My friends to tell me exactly what needs to go down. And he was very honest with me. And I was like, all right, I'm with it. Cause I went to him for that because I knew culturally he was at the pulse of everything that was popping. So first thing we did was cut my hair. Mind you, ladies, I know y'all understand the connection between your hair and your emotions. My hair was down to my shoulder. I had been growing it for 2 or 3 years. Can you imagine? I shaved it all off. Yes. I had a low haircut, you know what I'm saying? I was fly and stuff, you know what I'm saying? I guess that's why I wasn't complaining, because of the fly haircut, you know what I'm saying? I look good with low haircut. I know. I mean, even when y'all see me with this on like a do-rag, y'all can kind of tell, you know what I'm saying? I'll be representing. So anyway, I had my low haircut straight, and then the next thing to do was to start working out. I couldn't buy any new clothes that would fit the way they used to fit, so I worked out. Got a trainer, and I went in. This trainer had me on some nutrition, vitamins, all that stuff. And let me tell you, I dropped the weight and my physique changed to a position I hadn't seen. I hadn't seen myself in this look in quite a while. You know what I'm saying? Because it was never a requirement for me to attract people the way that I was before. You know what I'm saying? Like even the braces and all the stuff that I do right now has never been a requirement. I just know these are subtle adjustments that make me feel better that I know will also translate when I'm talking to people and whatnot. So after I cut the hair, I lost the weight, I then went shopping for clothes. Now, typically, I'm just going to lay this on you right now. If you don't know it, depending on how you want to rock, some things are cheap to buy and you can get away with it. And then there are things that are expensive that are going to make you feel and look and change everything about you. Letitia says, why is weight is a heavyweight human so crucial in the music industry? Please explain. That's so discriminatory. Okay, put a pin in that and I'll come back to that in a second. So when I changed my clothes, I bought clothes I went to the Gucci, I went to Louis Vuitton, I bought clothes that were expensive. And I never really was that type of dude, because like I said, I never needed to do that in order to attract or to have an appeal. But when I bought these clothes and I put these clothes on, let me tell you, there is a reason people shop at Louis and a reason why they shop at Gucci and all those places. Those clothes feel amazing. Like they feel amazing. They're cut amazing. They last long. You know what I'm saying? Everything about what I was rocking at that point, I was like, shoot, you couldn't tell me nothing. I am bougie. I'm sorry. Yeah, you can't tell me nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm looking like I'm feeling like what? You know what I'm saying? And the response that people gave me, you would have thought I was somebody else. You would have thought I was never the dude before. in terms of how people were reacting to me. You know what I'm saying? Like people was on me. You know what I mean? They was on me. Like I was like, yo, what happened? Like what light switch? It felt like I turned on the light switch and everybody could see me. Boom. That's it. That's the best way I could say it. I felt like when I walked into the room, it was like, he's here. He's here. He's here. I heard other dudes over there talking like,
yo, please stop.
I was like, nope, I can't do it.
Your DJ has only just begun.
That's how I felt when I walked in the room. You know what I'm saying? If you didn't know what it was,
you're gonna learn today.
That's how I felt. So when I came into the, when I was rocking, and I do it, I do it now. Like y'all typically, again, y'all see me, I be chilling. You know what I'm saying? I don't be flexing on nobody. I ain't done a photo shoot in a minute. You know what I'm saying? But the gear that I got, my closet right now is straight. And I can tell you part of it comes from growing up not having. I know that's part of the trauma of my childhood was, I got 3 older brothers, 1 older sister. And whenever I got new clothes, I felt more than myself. I felt really excited. You know what I'm saying? We didn't grow up with a whole lot. You know what I mean? Single parent home, mother working, doing her thing. So I know I have a thing about clothes. I have a thing about socks, I have a thing about underwear, and I have a thing about clothes, like other clothes, nice clothes. I don't dress up as much, like dress up traditionally, because my mother had us go to church a lot, and I just couldn't do, once I became an adult and able to make my own choices, I was like, I don't want to dress like this. Like I could not dress up and be in corporate America because I just don't, I got traumatized by going to church so much. I went to church on Sundays twice, on Wednesdays and Thursdays. Like I was always in some slacks or some corduroys and I don't see myself doing it. Like I can't do it. Even when I go to award shows and stuff like that, if I got on slacks, I'm wearing sneakers. I'm not wearing a tie, although I got a ton of ties. You know what I'm saying? Like I have a slew of very nice ties. I got maybe 3 or 4 white shirts now. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't dress up at all like that. Like I got to go to a wedding in Miami this week. I'm not dressing up like that. Like I'm gonna have on some blue joints. I got some all white sneakers. I can't do it. One thing that I'm not going to do is sacrifice who I am for the comfortability of other people. I'm sorry. I know people think that's something else, but I am at a point where you want me at my best, then let me do me and let me be comfortable. You know what I'm saying? Let me just be chill because I felt so uptight. That's why I've never taken a corporate job that required me to do that. I've never really had a job outside of music. But that's why I rocked what I rocked. You know what I'm saying? So today I wear fly stuff, but it doesn't require me to be traditionally like, dressed up or whatnot. But yeah, you have to make these adjustments. And then the appeal will come to you. You know what I'm saying? The appeal that you want, the energy that you want from other people. What up, Jason? The appeal that you want can happen from there. Now, Letitia asked a question about weight. Why is it so crucial? And it's not weight as much as it is image. You know what I'm saying? Most times for television, for video, the projection that they want out there is of somebody who's in their best health. You know what I'm saying? And unfortunately, what we have in the United States, that isn't deemed visually what it is. So that's why Lizzo deals with the discrimination that she deals with and all the pressure that she deals with, because although she's extremely talented, there'll be people who say, how long can she sustain doing that because of what we know of the health issues that are associated with carrying more than what your body weight actually should be. Now, we got a conversation coming up on that. Hold on. We got a conversation coming up on that. Let me do this right quick. I try to do it fast so y'all wouldn't see it. I know y'all want to unlock my iPad. We have a conversation coming up, and maybe we'll have this conversation tomorrow. That might help you out. It's called "The Metric System is Flawed. You create the design. Everything you thought you knew is a lie." That's a conversation that we're going to have because, yes, there are things and a way of being that people have. What up for LA? There is a thing that people have put together as like the bar, so to speak. You know what I mean? And so when we talk about, image in the music industry, it's almost like talking about knowledge when it comes to being a lawyer or an attorney. Facts. Tashi said, working with daughter and her weight, building healthy habits. Yes, it's more about that. You know what I'm saying? Letitia said, oh my God, we had a 2-parent household and we had very few clothes when we started working. We were rocking alligator pump shoes, everything. Yeah, I mean, the childhood traumas is real, and that's what changed what I, doing moving forward. Yes, I remember when Missy Elliott went through that, but she rocked it. Yeah, Missy Elliott. So here's the thing. Talent will break barriers. You know what I mean? Missy broke barriers. Kelly Price broke barriers. And yes, Lizzo is breaking barriers in the area of image. And there are others. Adele broke barriers. You know what I mean? But as you see, a majority of those people that we're talking about are now have positioned themselves to a healthier lifestyle. What up, Savannah? Adele, extreme makeover in terms of her physicality. Of course, I think Missy Elliott's adjustment is due to health reasons already. You know what I mean? And Kelly Price has also changed her image. You know what I mean? So if you look at the landscape of things, had these things been present, I can tell you right now, should Lizzo drop out of the limelight just a little bit or do whatever, she's going to adjust her physicality. I can promise you, y'all heard it here first. If she gets out of the business or wants to make an adjustment in the business, the only adjustment she can make that will be represented, what people will look at and kind of examine, is going to be her physicality. You know what I mean? And it'll be that. Jennifer Hudson did the same. Yeah, I can name off several. And there are very few male artists who get away with it. So you had Ruben Studdard, as a male artist who had he had some success, but because of that, you had a group called Men at Large at one point, and you just get a little bit, and it's hard to compete with what you all. And this is, when I say you all, I mean the public, the general public has decided what they think is attractive on a global scale in terms of body type. So when it comes to body type, it's purported everywhere you go, you see images of people with their stomach out and all those kind of things. And Lizzo is challenging that, and she's being met with so much resistance because they're like, yo, you are showing a lot, and it's kind of like different. You know what I'm saying? It's very, very different. And had you not been a celebrity and did that, people would talk about you and ridicule you a little bit, because there are different stages of health. You know what I'm saying? There is obese, which we know comes with a bunch of dangerous side effects, so to speak. And then there is overweight. Those are two different things. You could be overweight and in shape, but you can't be obese and in shape. That just doesn't work. And you have to do something to curve that which is being done to your body. We know that high blood pressure, we know that diabetes, we know that all these different things. That's exactly right. And Tashi, you would say to yourself, for all the activity that we see Lizzo do, that would drop off, and that means there's an imbalance in what she's consuming and versus what she's regurgitating. Meaning she's taking in more. At the point of her, I'm gonna just be very transparent here. When she gets a nutritionist who cares about her health and wellness, she is going to, her size is going to change. Now, let me tell you, the challenge with that is now that she's into a professional career where she's exploited that and used that as a point of connection. Like, now she has to kind of keep doing that. Like, she has to maintain her size because she's fighting for the big women out there, and that's what she has to do. Eventually, it will come out. Eventually, there'll be a conversation that she will say, I've got to make an adjustment. I spoke to my doctors. They said I can't maintain this and be extremely healthy and as active as I want to be. So I started the program. Whether we like it or not, that's just what it is. But image is so important in getting what you want and having what you need kind of align themselves, which is our topic for today. You're going to have to make some adjustments. But in order to get what you want, you got to leave room for it. Yeah, I told you she had to kind of keep the image. You can see it. You can see her kind of just slowly making this transition. It's going to happen like that, and then she's going to finally, it's going to be a moment, and she's going to drop it. I feel like a lot of females all look the same. There's no different shapes. Everyone that does the surgery, they all look the same. I agree. And that ain't even just the females. I think everyone who does the quote unquote surgery route, there is a formula and manual for it. And yes, it is a self-esteem issue, and they are unhappy because, listen, the complications that go along with that. Yep, that's right, Tashi. She will say she's sick and drop the weight. You're absolutely right. Listen, the complications that go along with gastric bypass surgery and all those kind of things, let me tell y'all something, man. Oh, my God. Oh, my gosh. Do you understand? It's not like a tummy tuck. It's not like a liposuction. Liposuction, tummy tuck, all those kind of things, those are the things that happen, right? You do it, and then you go through 3 or 4 days of pain, of recovery or whatever, and then that's it. You've done it. The only thing required of you from that point on is to maintain or do or work out, which is what you got to do anyway. Now, with the other thing, you can't really work out because your body is trying to heal from the inside, and it's adjusting to this drastic adjustment that's being made. I would not advise anybody who wants an image change or anything like that to go through that. I would tell you, listen, you're gonna have to start doing the work. Sonny said, I struggle with obesity every day. I look the best now at 52, but I struggle every day. The struggle is, listen, to mitigate your struggling, all you have to do is adjust what you eat, the amount of times you eat today, the size of your portions, and then be active. That's it. Fitness, working out, moving around, and increasing your metabolism is going to have lasting effects that will not affect you internally. She said, easier said than done. It's only easy if you're determined to get what listen, there are going to be 2 times in your life, 2 choices you got. You can do it because you want to, or you could do it because you have to. And if you do it because you want to, you're going to do it with the, excuse me, you're going to do it with the mindset that is for your best interest. And if you want what's best for yourself, then you're going to push through it. Nobody said either one of them is easy. But you have to look at it like we made some poor decisions to get to this place. Or the childhood traumas that were placed in front of us that ushered this situation in. And at some point, it starts here. Before you ever start doing anything with your body, it starts in your mind. If you don't have a picture of how you want to look like and let that navigate every decision that you make toward it, then you are tripping. You got to have it in your head how you want to see yourself. If you're not looking and thinking how your head is going to work, how you want to see stuff, you will always be challenged with it. And if it's and then the other parts is put reminders around your house. Stop buying things you shouldn't eat. Listen, go the extra mile for yourself. If not, you're going to pay for it physically and financially later on down the road. The choices that you make, they tell you, the choices you make right now reverberate throughout history. Never, look, first off, you may not be able to do it alone. Yep, vision boards are awesome. That's why I tell people, post it around your house. Teray said, I had to want it. No excuse, just do it. Stop overeating and getting exercise. Look, Monique went through it too. That's right. What up, Coco? Good to see you, beautiful. The same work is required the fitness route. Losing weight is hard, and I had to repent for any cynical views that I had about obesity. True story. People think I'm so freaking happy. In reality is I have struggles. We all have struggles. Is how you channel the energy. Either you could channel your energy in the struggles, or you could channel your energies towards changing it so it's no longer a struggle. Those are the only choices I see ever. If I ever look at stuff as black and white, that's what I look at as black and white. I remember when gastric bypass first became a thing, we lost so many people in our town because it was at the beginning stage. It's more advanced now, but it was killing black people. It was killing everybody. You know what I mean? It was killing everybody because nobody understood how that should work. Get back to Atlanta, Coco. That's all I'm going to say. People didn't understand how it worked. And so they were so eager to do anything but the work. Every day for a person who is not the size that they want to be is work. You have to make it a mindset thing to say, I am not going to choose the things that I do not need that are going to help me get where I want to go. The first thing that happens is cleaning out your system by eating good foods. Once you got the good foods in your system on a regular basis, guess what happens? Your body adjusts. You feel better. These things motivate you to do more. When you're starting out, nobody said you got to go in and do 1,000 push-ups a day and 1,000 sit-ups. Start with what you can do to build the muscle so that your muscle memory will lead you to the advancements that you want. Pearl said, both of my brothers are diabetic. My sister's diabetic. My father died of diabetes like hell. Yeah, so Pearl, Pearl, you have done the work. I'll be the first to tell you, I've seen Pearl's before and after. Pearl's done the work. She's still doing the work. Pearl has lost a lot. She looks amazing. Her transformation is everything. And she will tell you, it wasn't easy, but you got to make a decision. She said, I did gastric sleeve 10 years ago. It took 9 years to meet my first goal. Listen, y'all, I am so sorry. Y'all have to understand it. Y'all, listen, you want to make an adjustment. You can't make it yourself. I used to say some people don't need a physical trainer. Yes, you need a trainer, and you have to make that person your accountability partner as you're trying to lose. Letitia said, my cousin just turned. Oh, wait. Donald said, are you going live again in the afternoon? I got a studio session in a few. Possibly. I'm not really sure. I got some errands to run. Letitia said, my cousin just turned me on to 75 hard. We're doing an extreme with a 4-hour eating window and 2 45-minute workouts. Listen, whatever you do it enough to be consistent and see the change. That's it. She said, just you said, I'm a trainer, and yes, you need us. LOL, good one. I believe that people need to start with the trainer. You don't need to always have a trainer, but a trainer has to direct you and put you on the right road because you don't know what you don't know until you talk to somebody who does know. I'm going to say that again. You don't know what you don't know until you talk to somebody who knows. When it comes to health and fitness, there's no way you should talk to your doctor first. You should talk to your trainer first. And your trainer, a great trainer, will redirect you to a doctor if he looks at you and feels like something might be awry with your health. Yep, you have to put in the work, Donald, and be accountable. Listen, I hear people talk all the time. I'm trying to tell y'all something, man. I hear more people when it comes to weight loss and changing and all that. More people do more talking than walking. It irritates me. It irritates me to go to the gym and see people who do not sweat. Maggie said, man, always dropping on some knowledge. I try to, but you also need a good trainer. That's right. That's willing to tell you the hard. That's right. There are no true shortcuts. That's right. Everything costs something. So why not just pay what it costs? Stop trying to get a discount and just do the work. And then you can say, I got it out the mud. I got it out the mud. No, but seriously, you got to do the work. There are no shortcuts, man. Listen, I'm going to tell you right now, if you're going to do something, there's no excuse that you can't do it. You can walk. I see people when I go to the mall. I've never not went to the mall and not seen some old person just walking around that joint. If you don't understand, when I go to the gym and I see certain people in there, I keep saying to myself, why isn't other people who really need to do the work in here? You can't let the success that other people have, like when you see people who are in shape, who are lifting heavy and doing all those things, that should not be a deterrent for you to get in the gym. I know some people use that as an excuse. I don't want to go in there. All those people look buff and da-da. So what? You don't. Go to where you got to get what you need. Come on, man. Stop playing games with your life and your health. If you want success, you go where successful people go. You need the reminder of what it looks like to be and get close to your goals or where your goals lay at. That way, if you need to ask somebody, who else you going to ask? You need to ask a trainer or somebody who has done what you're trying to do. Y'all better stop trying to be all to yourselves because what you don't know can hurt you. Getting in shape, having success, everything that we talk about is a mental process. It did come from my chest. I'm like, so what? I am so tired of people using the success that other people have as an excuse to not try. Show up in the places where success lives and you'll see it, and that should drive you to get it. Sassy said, I've started my weight loss journey. My husband is my trainer. That's what's up. It's always good to have somebody in your corner who cares about what you care about in such a way that they're going to motivate you to do what needs to be done. Pearl said, I work in a warehouse. I'm 60 and I can lift 40 to 50 pounds. You go, girl. You go, girl. That's huge. I know somebody might hear that and be like, whatever. No, that's huge because you're doing it consistently. You're still training your body. Listen, I'm trying to tell y'all something. I've said this and I'll say it because it's true every time I say it. Your success is on the other side of your consistency. That's it. It doesn't say your success is on the other side of you lifting 100 pounds. Your success is on the other side of you lifting 200 pounds. It's just on your consistency. Guy in my gym works out 2 hours a day, 7 days a week, and has not lost a pound in over a year. You can't beat your diet. Your workout will not. You cannot out-train your diet. That's what it sounds like to me. What up, honey butters? Always have an accountability partner until you can motivate yourself. Yes, Tashi, that's what a coach does. If he does not have a medical issue, it's his diet. Absolutely right, just you. And more people have failed to their diet than they have to the actual training. You have to set aside. Listen, y'all. Let me just say this to y'all. When having a fitness journey, let me just tell y'all. Try to be as close to perfect as you can for as long as you can. Meaning your coach, your trainer should put you on a food regimen that will for 2 weeks to a month at least. That's when you're gonna see the most dramatic changes. True story. It's funny. You cannot outwork a bad diet. Yep, it doesn't work. Just you said I'm dying to approach him, but it can be a tricky situation. It absolutely can. But I find ways when I see people in the gym. I'm that guy who sees people in the gym and corrects them just a little bit. I say, hey, I start with, hey, what is your goal for the day? What are you trying to do with this exercise? What up, Alpha? Yeah, I got mine right here. I got mine right here too. I'll be like, what is your goal for the day? Because I don't want to make the mistake of saying something to somebody and be like, I mean to do this. I have to ask first and foremost, what are you trying to do? And they say, oh, I'm trying to build this muscle. I say, okay, well, cool. If you want the highest and best results for doing that, what up, Cheryl? I haven't seen you in a minute. If you're trying to build that muscle, this is what you need to do. And you're almost there. You just got to do it. And I show them, and I do one with them, and then I help them, like if they're doing usually it's like triceps or curls, and I say put your elbows in and do this, and then they do it, and they be like, "Oh my gosh, that's the." I was like, "Yeah, you want to do the listen. It's not about the weight. It's about the form. You're trying to shape your muscles. Your muscles are going to shape your body, and if you shape them incorrectly, you're gonna be looking all crazy." Yeah, people do get mad. They get offended. They get offended. But that's why you have to start with, what is your goal? I've approached people and it's hard to approach certain people because women think you're trying to holler at them. And I'll be like, I'm not interested. You know what I'm saying? But I'm interested in you not getting hurt. I don't want to see you come in here and then I hate seeing people spend time in the gym and they're never going to get to their goals. There's a girl I seen in the gym and I'd be like, what the hell are you doing? Like, I see her regularly, like, and I want to say, like, and I haven't approached, I don't approach everybody. Just, I have to have an energy and a vibe at that moment. And I'll say, yo, what exactly are you trying to do? Because this ain't going to get it. You really want this. These are and the only reason why I feel confident doing it is because I had an amazing trainer. When I tell y'all that the trainer, when I was doing my artistry, got in, like he put me up on vitamins, supplements, natural supplements and stuff. He put me up on diet. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm talking about, because I needed results so quick. What up, Precious? This dude had me, I had no salt in my system. I had low to no sodium at all. I was eating meals like broccoli and chicken. I could only season it with lemon juice and pepper. I had, after a certain time, at the 8 o'clock at night, I could only eat 4 crackers and like 2 strawberries. Or if I got really hungry, he said you can have a spoonful of peanut butter, stuff like that. And it worked. Like, when I tell y'all, your boy you couldn't say nothing to me. You know what I'm saying? Now, consistency is key. And here's the thing that you guys got to remember, just so y'all understand. Your body is going to want to default to whatever size and weight that you've been carrying for the longest. His name is Hollywood. He out here. He's the one who trained Usher and got Usher his abs. He's also the one who got Nicki Minaj down and Fantasia down to their sizes. And if you watch this photographer named Derek Blanks, and you can see all the results, Derek just took it to the next level. But listen, you have to really, really, really want what you want, because your body is going to go back to what it's always known. If you've been 220 for longer than a year, well, your body, once you get down to 190, is still going to be trying to push you back to 220. Your body is actually going to say, I'm comfortable at 220, but you have to continue on your journey like you haven't made it to 180. And you have to consistently do that till your body says, oh, this is what we doing now? Okay, cool. I'm with it. All right, this is where we at. So at this point now, your body won't even let you adjust 2 or 3 pounds without you feeling some kind of crazy way. You know what I mean? At that point, that's where you have to be at. Sustainability and your consistency is going to create the changes that you want. This is not just a health thing. This is a life thing. Your consistency of being a solid rock for somebody like yourself, first off, but for anybody else, requires your consistency. Everybody needs somebody they can depend on, somebody who's consistent enough to do it. Now, this is why they tell you that when you enter into a relationship or a marriage or something that you're very seriously about, that your relationship should be rooted in God. That way you both have a connection to something, someone who is managing everything. That way you can always look in this direction. You can always look toward that. That's why it's good to kind of have somebody to work out with. But I also look at the part where working out with people, you still got to be your motivator. You still got to be your greatest motivator. You still got to want what you want more than anybody else wants it, because you're the only one who can get it. Freddie said, I need a good coach. I need help. Find them. They're everywhere. Well, let me just say this. Coaches are everywhere. A really dope coach, you're going to have to get referred to, or you're going to have to ask around or watch. And you'll see the mannerisms and the behavior and say, hey, listen, this is what up, Jill? You can say, hey, this is my goal. Can you help me with this? And what is it? Are you a great trainer wears a couple hats. They're nutritionists, as well as social specialists and great manipulators. Those are 3 things that I think coaches should possess that will help you get the results you want. Meaning they should be able to speak to you in a way that will convince you that what they're saying is the route to go. They will be great nutritionists because they'll be able to tell you what to eat and how to manage, because those 2 things, the diet and the workout, are tied at the hip. It's necessary that your workouts are not in vain because of what you eat. Like that's mandatory. And you have to have someone who's going to help you develop your discipline. What up, Kiwi? Ooh, there she go. Your discipline should be at such a level and such a place that nothing can come between you and your goals, and nothing should be able to come. I hear this thing that people out there talk about a cheat day. Ain't no such thing as a cheat day. Ain't no such thing as a cheat day when you haven't met your goal. I'm going to tell you how I got to my success as a music producer. I took no days off until I got my breakthrough. And even then, I started pushing even harder, because the breakthrough is one thing, but everything else after that matters so much. You can't take any days off because you're going to relax and fall back into bad behaviors. Because 1 day off 1 week is going to be 2 days off another week. And then 3 days off. And then it's, I'll get back to it. There is no such thing as a cheat day. And remember, when you are cheating, you're not cheating on the food, you're cheating on yourself. Why not have a be stronger day? That day comes along when you want to cheat and you say, no, I'm going to be stronger. We going to invent that day today. That's the new day. It's called Be Stronger Day. On days when you want to give up, those are the days where you got to hit the nitric oxide and go faster than you ever went. That's when you got to eat the spinach like Popeye and be stronger than you ever been. Yeah, don't cheat yourself. You will regret it. Listen, you will regret every cheat day you've ever had, because one cheat day eventually leads to another and another and another. And that's right. Just you, I understand you absolutely change what your rest day or what your cheat day would be into a productive day. I am serious. And sometimes it is funny. I'm just saying. You got to do the things that are going to get you where you need to go. And listen, you got to do it quickly. I'm just going to be real with y'all. Every day that you put off is a day gone. Y'all better start working and moving with some urgency. You can't be so relaxed that you don't do what you need to do and swear to you that it's going to happen. No, man, no days off, and do it with urgency. Y'all should be running towards your success. Running. I told my boy when we signed this publishing deal that we was a part of, I said, my nigga, I said, when they open up this door, bro, I'm out. When they open up this door, if they let me get my foot in the door, I'm busting through that joint and I'm running like crazy. If they open that door, I'm busting through and I'm running like crazy. And what do you think happened? That's exactly what happened. The minute I signed my publishing deal, a month later, I had a placement, a 100% placement on this boy group overseas, and the stuff went numbered top 5 on the charts. For sure, Donald, I appreciate you hanging out. Listen, your success is on the other side of your consistency. Y'all heard me say this. I think y'all need to write it down, put a dash by it, and quote my name. Your success is on the other side of your consistency. Now, what you're consistent at is going to make the difference of how quickly you get to your success and how you get there. You have to have guidance. If y'all, I keep telling y'all, listen, I charge so much for my consultations because I only want serious people to rock with it. My consultation started $350. Why? Because I only want people who really want to change. Anybody who wants to change is going to make that type of investment. That's right, Kieran. Your success is on the other side of your consistency. Y'all need to write that down and put it in front of you. You need to change the word your to my, though. Put it somewhere in your house. My success is on the other side of my consistency. And the reason why I charge so much for any and all of my services is because you ain't going to waste my time talking about you want to do something, but you ain't going to do it. No, you spend that money, you're going to do it. You're going to say, I made this investment. I got to make a change. I would tell y'all, for anybody who doesn't want their time wasted, price yourself at a place that's above the normal rate that other people have. Your value for your time should be paramount when it comes to involving other people getting involved with it. Me being on these lives is probably the most freest, cheapest thing I've ever done. Normally, I'd be like, yo, I spend this time with y'all. Y'all got to, come on, man, stop playing games. That's just a thing. But when it comes to changing people's lives, that investment that you make to have that one-on-one conversation with me about your individual situation is paramount. I'm sorry. I know it, and you're going to know it if you didn't know it already. When we talk about your situation, your circumstances, and how to get there, you ain't going to waste my time. I'm going to give you all the tools you need for your success, but you ain't going to waste my time. We're not going to waste time doing it. Time is such a commodity that I hold in such high regard. Excuse me. That I hold in such high regard that I require you to do the same thing. Point blank, period. Stop wasting your time talking and start doing. Now, I'm going to tell y'all something. Right now, we're about to enter into, thank you so much, y'all. Thank you for blessing me on that. Thank you. I take all the blessings y'all can give me. We are entering to the moments of this season where everything is going to present you with an opportunity to have no excuses. Some of y'all be like, it's cold, it's this and that. No, it's about to be summer, it's about to be spring, it's about to be warm, the sun is out. Get your ass out of your house and your comfort zone if you want to change. This is why I charge, because once you spend that money that you worked hard for, you want to put forth an effort that goes along with that investment. Those of y'all who be, too much free stuff is bad. I'm just going to tell you straight up. Too much free stuff is bad because some of y'all don't know how to, we disrespect it. We don't take it. We take it for granted. You're taking your time for granted if you're not working towards your goals, physical, financial, or otherwise. Listen to me. If y'all want the changes that you want, you say you want, then do what needs to be done. Yeah, listen, people think that they can get in shape 2 months before the summer. That's not how it works. It took you a lifetime to get into the size that you're at right now. So you start having to position yourself to say, if it took me a lifetime, or if you just got out of shape in the last 2 years, well, give yourself 2 years to get back in shape at the least. Now, the rest is going to be dependent on your effort. If you truly want your change, it ain't going to take you 2 years to get back that body that you want, but it is going to take you some substantial amount of time. And you got to move like you really want it. I'm tired of seeing people move not like they really want it. They move like they thinking about they want it. Y'all seen people like this. They say, ooh, you people make me mad. When you say you want something and that's all you do is you say it. I be watching people. I'm sorry. My eyes be on people. They say they want this and they want that. Do you? You want a better relationship? Well, what are you doing to change it? What are you doing to adjust your relationship? What are you doing? People say that, I just wish this and that. Well, what are you doing? What is your contribution? We talked about this. What is your contribution to the circumstances that you're in? Somebody said to me the other day about disconnecting. Thank you, Jesus. Saturday morning, the sun was out. We both went outside working out in the yard. That's exactly what you need to be doing. Somebody said to me something about engaging, like, hey, you don't engage that much, da-da-da-da. And I said, well, what have you done to change the rules of engagement? Y'all gonna stop letting people tell you stop letting people tell you what you're not doing and just ask, well, what can you do to mitigate that? Like, are you doing anything to change that? Are you doing anything to adjust that? Are you just gonna complain about it? Or are you gonna tweak the system? It ain't just on me. It's on us. And if you're saying that I'm doing one thing, well, what are you doing on the other side of that? Are you going the opposite way or are you coming this way? A person to tell you, hey, you don't come over as much. Well, do you come over? Are you thinking about coming over? Do that. Pearl said they took a pit for a work and run. We was sore, but the next morning we did it again. Exactly. Move past. Listen, nobody said this is going to be comfortable. I can tell you listen, when it comes to physical fitness, the most uncomfortable place you're going to be is in the doctor's office. That's it. Just so you know. You're going to be uncomfortable while you're doing your workout, but trust me, there's nothing more uncomfortable than sitting in the doctor's room because you didn't do what you should have done outdoors and let your body just heal itself. What up, LaMonica? If you don't understand how your body works, I'm going to tell you right now, for any breakthrough that you want in your physical body, there has to be a breakdown. You're going to lift weights, which is breaking down the muscle so that it can then build itself back up in the manner in which you're training it. You're going to lose more muscle in the beginning than you lose of fat. That changes eventually because you're now retraining and teaching your body how it's supposed to work. But if you're not prepared to go through some pain, y'all heard the phrase, no pain, no gain. This is where it comes from. It comes from training. It comes from learning. There are learning pains you're going to have, whether it's mental, physical, financial, anything else. You're going to go through the pain. You have to, because you're teaching and training yourself that you never want to visit that place again. This is why people who really train and they break down their muscles and do all that, this is why they are consistent, because they don't want to go through that beginning again. I want y'all to understand that it is repetitive. You will go through it over and over and over until you learn the lesson that consistency is the only thing that makes the truest difference in your life. Period. Be dependable on every level. Tashi, I see you resubscribed. I appreciate it. Do it on every level. Your consistency is mandatory in your life. If you don't know what consistency is, go look at somebody successful and they'll tell you, I did this 1,000 times already. And 990 of them was probably wrong. But once I got it right, I couldn't stop getting it right. Do y'all understand that? Once you start getting it right, you should be running towards it. Once you see the way out, you should be running towards it. Kiwi said, you're literally speaking to me today. I'm listening. Yeah, it's right on time. And I miss you and I ain't seen you in a long time. So I know this is right on time for you. But you have to run with reckless abandonment towards your goals. I'm so sorry. If nobody's ever told you to break wide, you ain't never heard that. Break wide, bust a move. You ain't never heard none of that. That's what you got to do. Break wide, bust a move, run, Forrest, run. Because where you're at isn't where you want to be. And if where you want to be, you can see it, there's no way you shouldn't pump up your tennis shoes and start running and doing whatever you got to do. If somebody shows you and you happen to see a glimpse of success, you happen to see a little bit of what you want to do, that's the inspiration you need. I hear people say, I need encouragement. You don't need no encouragement. You and your body and your results are the encouragement. You better start looking at the stuff you've been through. She said, I just printed out my 8x10 saying that my success is on the other side of my consistency. There you go. And that's what I'm talking about. Listen, you are exactly who I love the fact that you, listen, y'all, there's no greater joy than somebody say, I heard you. That's what Ush just did. Ush 1978 said, I heard you when you said this. If there's something that in this conversation that y'all said that y'all felt that I said, y'all need to be writing this stuff down. Y'all need to be putting this stuff in places you can revisit it. Y'all need to see this stuff over. What up, boss lady? Y'all need to see, listen, repetition is the key. Why do you think those songs on the radio play over and 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 over again? If y'all not looking at the obvious things that are out here that are teaching you, then you're not learning. And if you're not learning, man, God doggone it. There used to be a saying that we used to have, and it came from this one night out at Usher's crib, and with his little brother, he was drunk and we was all kicking and whatever. He said, if you're not smart, then you're dumb. It's the most profound, funniest, craziest thing. And if y'all heard it in the context that it was used, you'd be cracking up as much as I did and still crack up to. To this day, I swear, if y'all ever meet Usher, if you meet James, his little brother, anybody, make sure you say to them, if you're not smart, then you're dumb. They're going to crack up and they're going to ask you, who did you hear that from? Did you talk to Scrap? Because that's something that we was saying, like KP, who hangs out with Pharrell, if you said to him and any other people who was in our immediate circle at the time, they all gonna say to you, that's the funniest thing you could ever say to them. If you're not smart, then you're dumb. And I think that people who are not smart are people who can see the light but don't run towards the light to get the breakthrough that they want to. When you hear a message, when you hear a word, when you hear a phrase, when you hear a sentence, when you hear something that you need to hear, when there's something in it for you and you don't run towards that connection, if you don't support that connection, if you don't push for that connection, you are not smart. You can't be dumb in this world and succeed. We've seen some idiots have some success. But you can't be dumb and succeed. You got to be smart. And smart is a timing thing. I'm going to tell you right now, being smart and being known for being smart is a timing thing. It's about timing. It's about saying the right thing at the right time, and people going to look at you like, oh, shoot, yeah, that's dope. It's about knowing, saying, and doing the right thing at the right time to get the results that you want. But you have to have the knowledge and the wherewithal to identify with any of that stuff. At the point of your breakthrough, man, if you are not running with reckless abandonment, you have lost me on that. I told my boy, when they opened the door, my dude, I'm out. You can either run with me or you're going to get left behind, because I've been working towards this all my life. And if I'm not letting nothing or no one stop me. For the success that you want is on the other side of your consistency. And if you have no idea what consistency looks like, just do the same thing you did yesterday, just more and better and harder and stronger. That's it. It just requires you to show up. If you eat healthy on a Monday, eat it on Tuesday and Wednesday and Thursday and Friday, and then you'll start seeing results. And as you start seeing results, you should be wanting to do it more and more. It's like ramping up. You know what I'm saying? You should just be more excited about doing it. And it should be, it starts in your mental capacity. If you're not saying this stuff, if you need somebody to say it to you every day, record yourself saying it. Record me saying it. Copy a clip off my YouTube and replay it to yourself. Hell, stop making excuses. Now is not a time. You know what an excuse does? It puts you behind the 8 ball, and then you get to a place where you don't even have the motivation to get from behind the 8 ball. Making excuses has never made progress. You all and we all need progress on a regular daily basis, and you need consistency. So these are the reasons why every day y'all saw me online drinking this apple cider vinegar every day for about 4 or 5 months. I shouldn't have to do this with y'all. I shouldn't have to bring this out like I do. I do it anyway. I drink it anyway. That's a benefit for you. That's a benefit that you get to be to be consistent. That's right. That's another one that should be somewhere around somebody's house, Kira. Making excuses has never made progress. That needs to be somewhere posted in your house or on your screensaver. Put these messages in front of you on a regular basis. That's what's up, Just You. She said she had it this morning without the honey because I ran out. Listen, without the honey is just a struggle for me. I'll do it, but it's a struggle. Listen, man, I'm talking to somebody this morning who wants a change in their life. I'm talking to somebody who wants an adjustment, who's tired of the mundaneness of their life. I'm talking to somebody who wants to see the results and have those results be a reflection of who they want to be. That's only gonna come with the work. I'm sorry, there are no shortcuts to your success. You're gonna have to put in the work. If you're not ready to put in the work, then move out of the way and stop. Look, everybody's watching you. I'm going to just keep it real. Everybody's watching you. Whether you know it or not, everybody's watching you. Everybody's watching you at all times. They're trying to see what you're doing. And if you're making results, they want to know what the sauce is. Of course, in the beginning, they're going to be like, yo, I don't believe you. You know what I'm saying? Because you've been inconsistent in your past. Listen, there's several reasons why I would tell you to do it. First is for yourself. Do it for yourself because you want and need the change and the adjustment that you want. If you're not going to do it for yourself, then do it to show off to other people. Do it to show off to other people. You know what I mean? Be like, yo, why was you doing that? Because people said I couldn't. No, you can't be. Listen, there's a saying that I think is really, really dope for y'all. It says you cannot be upset about the work that you didn't do you can't be upset with the results for the work you didn't do. Something like that. You can't be upset about the work you can't be upset about the results that you didn't get from the work that you didn't do it. There it goes. You cannot be upset about the results that you get from the work you didn't do. I'm going to say it again. You can't be upset about the results that you did not get from the work that you did not do. Free don't exist when it comes to your health and wellness. Free, simple, easy, that doesn't work. For people who want the change, most of us need the consistency. Most of us need the strife. We need that pushback. We need to fight through something. You need to stand on something. The only way you're going to get through it is by standing on something. Aranita, you can hit me up on my DMs on Instagram and we can figure it out from there. Like I said it earlier, I do one-on-one consultations. I am not cheap. I'm sorry. My one-on-one time taking me away from family, friends, and these conversations is kind of high. So if you're ready to have that conversation with me, there we go. But your change is on the other side of your consistency, and your consistency is going to require you doing some things you've never done before. You're going to have to post some stuff up in places in your house to remind you. You're going to have to associate yourself with people who are just as determined as you are. You're going to have to move out of your comfort zone because your comfort zone is what got you in this place. Your comfort zone is what's got you at a point where you say, I need to change. Well, you've been needed to change. What's different now? And you ain't gonna waste my time talking about it. You're gonna pay me for me to identify some markers in your life and to say this is how you adjust from and this is what you need to do going forward, and be like, look, let's talk in about a week or two and see if you made any of those adjustments. You have to want your adjustments. Listen, where's it at? Oh, okay. So here's another conversation. This is part of it. Because I've been writing a lot of stuff down, y'all. It says, is it on this one? No, it's on my other one. But it's on one of these cards, matter of fact. I ain't playing no games with y'all. Y'all think I'm not playing. That's why I write this stuff down. I write this stuff down because y'all need to know. And I wrote it down on this other one. I said two things I'm going to tell you. It says, writing is the key to life. Write this stuff down. You don't have the brain capacity with everything going on in your life. If you don't think you need to write stuff down, you better write it down. Ladies, you want your man to do something, write him a honey-do list. Put it in front of him and watch him check off that stuff and get it done. Don't be complaining. Make it easy. Where's the one I'm looking for? There it is. And just to show y'all, I'll be writing stuff down. Y'all can see it on all these cards and whatever. It says your quality of life, your quality, your concern, that's it. Your concern for your quality of life should be greater than your fear of death. I like that, Letitia. Letitia on YouTube said, don't put off tomorrow what you can do today. Period. That's what she said. She ain't saying in those words, but I know that's what she meant. She said, and don't tell yourself you're going to start tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? Start now. Don't write. Today is the day for change. I'm sorry. Today, yeah. And you know I don't like taking notes Kira. Kira is my note. Kira is the best person ever to me in my life. Y'all don't even understand. I wish you lived closer because we would get so much more done. But Kira is usually takes the notes. Like she's an awesome. She's what I call an active listener. An active listener is a person who listens and writes down stuff and takes notes. Tashi said, I have to write it. I'm old. It stick better. That's right. Start immediately. There is no, listen, act as if there is no tomorrow, but you got to get done what you got to get done today. Now, I said to y'all that your fear of your concern for your quality of life should be greater than your fear of death. What I mean when I say that is this. People want to act like they're afraid of death. I say you should be afraid of how you're living. That's right. Get out of your comfort zone. You should be afraid of how you're living and make that adjustment. I'm not, Lonica. I'm sorry. You should make a change in your life to adjust how you're living. Listen, I'm going to tell you something, man. What I realized, I'm going to tell you, your life shouldn't be all about money or whatnot, but I'm going to tell you this here. People say money can't buy you happiness. I don't agree with that. Money buys you comfort. Comfort makes you happy. Money should put you in a position where you're able to live above the BS is what I'm saying. Lonica says, I feel like I'm abusing people when I charge too much. There is no such thing as charging too much for your time. It's just what you charge for your time, and you know the value of that. Anyone who's interested in a change will pay that price, and they will make the adjustments, and they will be a client that does what needs to be done. Other people, when you charge too low, they take advantage of you, and it's just a drop in the pan. It's nothing, and it's whatever. You know what I'm saying? Money said, she's funny. She said, money can't buy happiness, but I'd like to rent it. That's funny. It provides you comfort, but more so than that, it allows you to live above the BS. And what I say by that, I mean this. It allows you to the hurdles that you face now, not having the income to make it, will have you wondering, how am I going to get over that, or how I'm going to get through this, or how I'm going to achieve this. When you are making enough money to get past all those things, then you can focus on other things. I'm gonna just tell you the freedom that comes with being able to control those things versus lowering the bar and you still have those challenges. I'm sorry, but you should all be working not only financially but physically to get above the bar. Meaning, if it's tough for you to move around, then get to a place where you've adjusted your fitness level, that moving around is just another thing that you do now. It's not even a big deal. And now you can worry about running around. And once you get your running around set, then you should worry about being durable enough to face anything that comes against you. You have to put yourself in a position where you're elevating yourself on every level. Your relationship with God should be crazy through the roof. You should pray more often. You do the things that you need to do to bring your relationship closer to God, and watch how that spirituality comes over you. You know what I'm saying? Whomever you pray to, watch how that spirituality and that connection moves you. When it comes to your knowledge, you should be seeking knowledge every day from people you trust, but also getting somewhere where you can learn these things that you need to learn. Education is the key. I used to tell this joke when I was talking about dumb people, and you have to excuse me being blunt. I am not politically correct because I think the thing that politically correct is the dumbest thing that's ever been created in our society. I'm sorry. People need to hear it how it is, and you shouldn't have to sugarcoat it to tell people exactly what it is so that they can make the adjustments that they need to make. And the reason why we're in the position that we're in with so many different people is because they're not hearing what they need to hear in such a way that they will change. They hear stuff. We used to hit people with bricks, and you say, oh man, I don't want to be hit with that brick no more. And they make an adjustment. Now we're hitting people with pillows and feathers, and they're like, oh, I can take that. You can keep doing that. I ain't going to make the adjustment. We have to take the gloves off and start slapping the shit out of people with the truth. Excuse my language. If my mom is watching, I don't like to cuss when, I don't like to cuss, but more importantly, I don't like to cuss when my mom is watching. My mom watches my live, y'all. She hit me up and told me she was proud of me one day. Last week, she said she caught it and she was like, she was very proud. But anyway, I be trying to curve that. Bobby want to say some stuff, but I am her son and I try to respect her as much as possible. And I don't want to, some of her friends watch it too. And I can't have that on me. We have to make adjustments, right? So that we can get to where we're trying to get to. But we got to understand, I preface all that by saying it's going to be a little bit painful. It's going to be a little hard. I did not watch it. I did not watch his special. I'm not a Chris Rock fan. I know that Chris Rock and the Will Smith thing was staged. I just don't participate in stuff like that. For what you want, it's going to cost you. Truly, what you want is going to cost you either time, money, effort, whatever. But once you pay it and you get from it what you need, you are off like a rocket ship to the place that you're trying to go. That's what should be it. Once somebody gives you what you need, you should run with reckless abandonment because your load has been lifted off of you. The direction that you need that you didn't have before, you have it. You know what I'm saying? You have it. When you don't know, I understand if you don't have any idea and you're running around and you're trying to figure it out and you're just running in circles. I get it. But when somebody gives you the direction and the directive and it works in terms of you understand it, and you should be running like lightning. Get up off of your butt. Your mind works ridiculously fast. There's no idea that you shouldn't be implementing right away because your mind has already conceived it. These are the things that I'm trying to tell y'all. People call it manifestation. People still call it vision work, all that kind of stuff. Whatever you want to call it, use it. If you don't see where you need to be going, align yourself with somebody. Get around somebody who possibly might help direct you. These are trainers. These are counselors. These are people who are outside of the busy work that you got going in your head. A lot of us have so much going on that we can't see clearly, but these are the times where you need to lean towards somebody who's outside of that. I know a lot of y'all grew up and y'all got girlfriends or whatever and your homies or whatever that y'all will pull, a conversation with about relationships especially. Y'all will talk to them about your stuff and it helps clear you up sometimes. You also have to be cautious in managing who that is that you're having these conversations with and make sure that they have the wherewithal to get you where you're going. That's why I tell you with a trainer, usually you look at people and see how they're moving around and doing their stuff or whatnot, but the best way is through referral. The best way is sharing somebody who helped you get a breakthrough. That's how Dr. Phil becomes Dr. Phil. Dr. Phil becomes who he is because clearly he got into a conversation with man, she gonna cut a fool. Clearly, he made an impact on Oprah. Oprah was like, man, the world needs to hear what you got going on. Let me introduce you to the world. And he is who he is today. It's similar like that on social media. It's similar like that in our circles. Listen, if y'all think that what we're talking about today can change not only your life, but maybe somebody else's, then I don't understand why I don't have 1 million shares right now. I don't understand why we're not liking the likes like crazy. I understand you may get enamored with the conversation. I understand that you are participating actively. I understand that. You know what I'm saying? Outside of that, do the work that needs to be done to get the message across to the people that it needs to get across to. You are being fed right now, but there's so much to go around that it blows my mind that we're not. Each of these platforms should be crazy like that. You know what I'm saying? Letitia said, so much respect for you saying that. Wish this new generation knew what respect is. If they don't know, they're going to find out. They're going to find out what respect is because each one of us in this live is going to continue that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, Freddie, look, ask around. Somebody you know is in the position that you want to be in. Somebody is getting the health conversation that you need to get. Somebody's getting the financial advice that you need to get. Somebody is getting closer to God the way that you need to get closer to God. Somebody has the spirituality that you need. Somebody has something that you need that's in your immediate circle. If y'all don't start using your network has all the resources you need for the changes that you want. Period. That's what you built them for. That's why they're around. Either they're using you or you're getting used. And let me help you understand. You should be in one of those positions. You should either be getting used or using somebody. Now, what I mean by that is I'm not saying taking advantage of anybody. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying taking advantage. I'm saying you should be using somebody or being used by somebody. Meaning you have value. If you're not being used or you're not in a position to use somebody, you don't present any value, nor do you see value in the people around you, and there's something wrong with that. Look around you and say, who's using me or who am I using? And if you're not using the people around you, they have no real inherent value to you, and you need to reevaluate your life. I know being used or using people has been used in a negative context, but I heard it said that there's value in that. And if you don't see your value, if people don't see the value in you, I know y'all using me right now, and that's perfect. You're supposed to. I'm putting myself in a position to be used. Use me for your motivation. Use me for some clarity. Use me for some information. Every pastor out there is being used. Every person that works is being used and utilized. I like that, Kira. Is being utilized for a reason. If you're not being used, you are not of any use. Man, I'm going to say that again. If you are not being used, you are not of any use. I want to run up out of here right now. I just want to run away from this whole place. I just want to run right now. I want to do a couple laps around my house because that is a bomb.
Let's go.
If you're not being used, you are useless. Do y'all hear me? I don't even know if this thing is on anymore. I think I broke this microphone. If you're not being used, you are useless. If you're not being used by I can go spiritual. If you're not being used by God, you are a problem. You are useless. If you're not being used by I'm telling you, you're being used though. I'm gonna tell you right now, you are being used. But if you don't know it, then you don't know how to actually be of more use. You don't know how to cultivate your being used. You know what I'm saying? You should be able to cultivate your spiritually being the way that God is using you. You should be able to spiritually know how to cultivate that and make that really mean a whole lot more. Your job is using you. How do you use it back? Matter of fact, you should be using God back. You should be using God for everything. You should be using your job for whatever you need it to be. You should be using your body for what you need it to be. Come on, man. You should be using your mind. I can go on and on and on and on till the break of dawn. I can go on and on. You got to use what you got to get what you want. Y'all heard that before. Use what you got to get what you want and never stop using it. Use your body to get the results you want. Use your mind to get to the places that you need to get to. Use God for everything. How about that? Start there and then let everything else happen. If you need motivation, if you need inspiration, if you need some clarity, go to your closet. That's what they say. Get on your knees and tell God what you need, and then understand that God works as much as you do. Period. You ask God for the protection, for the understanding, for the motivation, for the consistency to do and actively work in your life to get you where you need to go. That's such an easy request. Then you have to believe that it is done in such a way that you're active and become it's your activity. It's your activity. Ush 1978, some people won't even try him, let alone use him. But understand this. The real funny part in that statement, Ush, is that he's using them whether they know it or not. The realization that he's using them is what will change and make them better. You get it? It's happening whether you know it or not. It's just the acknowledgement of it happening makes you better for it, and it makes you start looking at how to use it for your benefit. Hello, that's what it's all for. Everything that's in front of you, everything that's around you is supposed to be used for your benefit. Everything. Thank you for sharing the live, just you. Everything should be used for your benefit. You should be of use to somebody. And I said it before, people are watching you. Everybody's watching you. Everybody's watching you. People you don't even know are watching you. They're trying to see what you're going to do next. They're trying to see, especially when you're using everything correctly. If you use the gym and use your motivation the right way when you're in the gym, people are watching you like, what? I wonder what makes that person tick. I wonder what makes that person go hard in the paint. I wonder what she did to get those results. I wonder, y'all see it? Y'all look at these other people and y'all say they do it for the adoration and all that. I don't care. In my high voice, I don't care. You should not care at all. Just do what needs to be done and let the world and everybody else marvel and look at it. Listen, you shouldn't care why anybody else does what they do. You should care why you do what you do, and let it be rooted in consistency. Let it be rooted in wanting to achieve. Start mentally picturing where you want to be and work towards that. Everything that you do should be working towards that. Everything that you do should be working towards the. Listen, are you all so grown and so adult that you forgot how to dream? Dreams become reality when you put actions behind your dreams. I'm going to say it again. Dreams become reality when you put actions behind your dreams. Remember, we started this conversation on when getting what you want isn't what you need. It requires you to do the things that you need to do to get the things that you want. That's right, Savannah. You think you small whole time. 10 celebrities think you cute with great potential. Absolutely right. Listen, y'all will find out when you usually find out how many people are watching you when you see somebody using or taking or exploiting the idea that you had all along. When you see people dressing how you started to dress but gave up on. When you start talking about the idea, I've watched it. I see it now. I see it with me doing my podcast. I'm watching people that I know get involved and their consistency is paying off. Listen, you're going to watch other people do the things that you want to do if you aren't actively doing what you need to be doing. I see it, but I'm so active and inundated with what I'm doing that I don't have time to, I can shout it out, I can show love, but I got work to do too. This is why I don't watch TV. I don't watch TV because TV shows me other people who have succeeded at being consistent. Period. Or it's watered down TV of people who aren't qualified to do what they're doing, but because of what the media wants us to consume, it's that kind of thing. And us, yeah, I know I've seen that. A dream written down with a date becomes a goal broken down into steps becomes a plan, and the plan being what's the other last part? It's one more part that goes with that. The plan, because they say if you plan backed up by action makes your dreams come true. Yep. And they say if you plan to fail, you fail to plan if you plan to fail if you fail to plan. Is that right? Fail to plan and your plan will fail. It's like that. You know what I'm saying? I see you, DJ J Brown. Yeah, DJ Brown. You have to, maybe you won't have the plan. And this is another reason why people hit my line up. They DM me and they're like, yo, I got an idea, but I don't know how to cultivate it. I don't know how to get to I don't know how to, I've thought about this. I've been wanting to do this, And I say, this is how you do it. This is what you got to do. This is what, have you tried this? I explore all those places they have forgotten about, and I introduce places that are new because the systems have changed. Things are different. You have to align yourself with people who know or have an idea and can help cultivate the ideas and plant the seeds, and it starts to grow. You know what I'm saying? She said, don't get discouraged during readjustment time. It may take a few or for you to correct a few bad habits. Everything does that. Yeah, fail to plan and you plan to fail. Exactly right. Listen, there's always a rediscovery point. There's always a figuring out stage and all that when you're redirecting the energies that you've had out there for all this time. A lot of us have been doing something so long that we feel hopeless. Well, you shouldn't feel hopeless. You just got to align yourself with others. People's goals are delayed because you've been stingy with the conversation that'll change your life. You haven't decided to align yourself with people who know the basics of success. People are talking to people. I'm watching people online. This is really dynamic. I get on YouTube sometime and I just marvel. I'm an observer. I like breaking things down. I like examining things from the outside perspective. And I watch how people who have had no success are online teaching people how to have success. And I get it. I get it. It as a matter of just wanting someone to lean on or to give some advice. But getting started is the hardest part. But once you've started, then you got to surround yourself with people. Surrounding yourself with people who've already started and had success with it is the bigger deal. Savannah said, y'all book a call with Scrap. It will shake up your mindset. If you think that when we talk here about things in general shapes your mindset, yes, when we have a one-on-one conversation, it's about you. It's about your life, your goals, what you're trying to cultivate, and you will be surprised at the things that we can uncover about you that'll help you have the breakthrough that you want to have. Most stuff, when talking about this stuff on a global perspective is probably is harder than just talking to you directly. You know what I'm saying? Who you hang out with. I've never liked that statement, DJ Brown. It says who you hang out with is who you are. I don't like that statement because there are several individuals that hang out in groups. And what I mean by that is there are several people who are anomalies in the groups of people that they hang out with. I hang out with several groups of people who are nothing like me, don't think like me, don't move like me. And I can accept that there's a majority aspect to that, DJ Brown, that is definitely out there, but there are always those anomalies that are the ones who shake things up. Like, I can't tell you anybody who hangs with Kanye West that really is like Kanye West. He's an anomaly. I couldn't imagine those that are around Jay-Z or any of those people who have exceeded at such a level without the group. There are those people that are within those things that I that's why I like the statement, and it works on a mass scale, but it doesn't work when you have anomalies within that group. And so I know that I'm an anomaly. I've always been one. Not only I've had to be one. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like even you know what I'm saying? I had to be an anomaly because I grew up looking differently. Like it's easy when the physical is different, people are going to treat you different. Whether you're disabled, whether you're out of shape, whether you have green eyes, whether you have red hair, whether you become the anomaly, whether you want to or not. You can't fit in the way that the rest of the group of people who have the regular things. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Exactly. So for me, my mindset, my processing has come from understanding the difference I make to people and the people, how they look at me and how that works. So how that, they play and dance together has always shaped how I've looked at life. I've had to look at it differently. I can't jump in with everybody and look and think and do the same things. I've always been an anomaly because I've been forced to be that way. And most of us have, but a lot of us are afraid, so we cover up that light. We hold it so dear to us because we're afraid of what other people are going to say about us. You know what I mean? Savannah said, me too. Yes, they treat you so different when you have so many Western qualities. Don't try to get to know. Yeah, when you are an anomaly, when you know that you're different, when you know your mindset is differently, you have to be prepared to go up against those obstacles that are the norm. It's going to happen. I know you meant that. No, I absolutely know that was a positive conversation. I definitely knew that. DJ Brown said, I meant that in a positive way, not being with only people who see everything like we do. Yeah, absolutely. I know that's where you were coming from. It requires, listen, this life requires for you to first be an individual because that's how you come into this world and that's how you leave this world as an individual. As you're cultivating your individualism, it should be rooted in fact finding. It should be rooted in critical thinking. It should be rooted in discovering your way. Although the system itself is set up to indoctrinate you to a certain way, at some point you, especially if you're an anomaly, you're always going to say, well, that's not my experience. So how can that be true? It can't be. And then you start realizing that the truth mainly lies in your experiences and how you develop them in conjunction to what's being put in front of you. I've never liked social studies. I've never liked history because I always felt like there was something wrong with it. I always felt like there was a lie in it. I don't like it to this day because they are rewriting history as we go. And the fact that it's more visible now, I can only imagine all the rewriting that went behind the scenes when we couldn't learn it as a group. Now that we know it as a group, I'm about to go off into a conversation about activism. And and I know that's a conversation for another time. But right now, we've never known more and done less in this world, and it pisses me off. We've never known more than we've known, and have done less than we've doing ever in life. We've actually known less in the past and done more active stuff than we've ever done. This is the part, these are the things that piss me all the way off. We've never had so much knowledge and then so little activeness ever in life that it's blowing my mind. It's one of those things that I struggle with because I am only one person. I have only one microphone, and I only have the select group of people that show up to these lives to say that to hit the light switch on. I want that light switch to come on for you to say, he's right. The data, the information, the statistics, the truth has never been more prevalent than it's been, yet we are standing still in place. Are we numb? Are we petrified right now? How is it that we can know what we know and not do something different than what we've done? Actually, we're doing less than what we've done with less knowledge. It blows my mind that we know so much and do so little that it infuriates me because we are not even cut from that cloth. We are active people. We do things. That's just who we are in nature. We are lions who are behaving like deer. All of that, DJ Brown. But no matter what happens with the debate, the critical thought, the facts, the statistics, none of that. We've got all the information, yet we are not moving any differently. Actually, we're doing less than we did with less knowledge, man. I need y'all to examine that, and I need y'all to share that with somebody. Say, do y'all know that we know more about this world and how this life is over here in the United States? We know more about our positioning and whatnot, but yet we do less. That may be it. He said we're conditioned by the gatekeepers. And then Tashi, both of those might be right. We are way too comfortable. You may be very right. It's because those of us who are informed won't assimilate anymore. All those are right. As right as they are, don't change the fact that ain't nothing happening. That's the problem. We have been seduced and sedated into knowing that, into having the information and doing nothing with it. And that's why I charge for them consultations. You're not going to have the information come from me and do nothing with it. It's got to cost you. And unfortunately, out here in this world, it is costing us irreparable damage. The more that we sit and know the truth and do nothing about it, the further we get away from the change and adjustments that we want and need for the life that's going to carry generations forward. They got us so stuck on talking about the past that we're not designing the future. We're talking about the past so much that we're not designing our future. They are showing you reruns of Martin and reruns of Jamie Foxx show and reruns of ridiculousness that you don't even care what's next on the horizon. You're not even trying to cultivate what's next on the horizon. They got you living so much in the past that you are not managing, cultivating, and steering forth the future. I told you it should be changed to Black Future Month. I want to cuss so bad right now. I'm sorry. I want to say blank Black history. That's what I want to say. I want to say blank Black history. Black future is the conversation. I'm tired of talking about the past. They're trying to rewrite it. While I'm here, let's create the future. While I'm alive, which is for a limited, listen, this is a limited edition. You and all of us are a limited edition. Don't you want your copy to reverberate throughout history? The future? We should be creating the future versus talking about the past. We should say, we don't want Black History Month. How about Black Future Month, where we are not talking, but implementing the ideas for the future? I understand this is a talk show. I understand this is a podcast. I understand that this, but what do you do after you get off the podcast? After talking about everything we should be talking about, Black history is all year long, DJ Brown. I ain't never thought about it as 1 month. It's just 1 month that they all celebrate. I'm Black all year. I'm creating history all year. I'm just trying to say something to y'all, man, that y'all can take away with y'all. I'm trying to say, look, stop talking about the past. Ain't nobody doing nothing about the past. We've been fighting for reparations since forever. Ain't nothing changed. Ain't nothing changed. And if ain't nothing changed, then we need to adjust. Look, we can't even complain about the shortest month because somebody agreed to that BS. Somebody who came before us said that's cool. Nobody fought, argued, protested, marched, got violent, did nothing at the point of saying, here's the shortest month. We've agreed to too much of the nonsense, and we're still hella agreeable. What are you supposed to do if you don't agree with something? You stand on what you do agree with and move from that place. Instead, we don't agree and we be like, whatever. We are not an active group of people, and we can be because we know more than we've ever known, and we're doing less than we've ever done. Let's stop calling them sheep, DJ Brown. Let's just say they're seduced by the maniacal approach of this administration. Let's just call it what it is. We can't. I don't want to even label it as us. That's escape. That's a great way for people to dismiss what we're saying when we call them sheep. And in that, we're not moving as wolves. Because let me help you understand something. There are always going to be more sheep than there are wolves, but wolves moves in pack and they always make something happen. I'm just saying you're going to have sheep. If anything, then we should be shepherds and leading them. Instead, we're allowing other people to lead them. I don't mind sheep. Every farm needs them. But who's the shepherd? Who's moving and cultivating? Malcolm X was a shepherd. Martin Luther King was a shepherd. Nat Turner was a shepherd. You know what I'm saying? It ain't about that. We're going to have sheep. But it's not even a problem about that. We just aren't the ones managing the sheep. You're supposed to have sheep. You're supposed to have wolves. And you're supposed to have a shepherd. And if done correctly, you can manage them all to where it makes sense. Or better yet, you're supposed to have sheep and you have sheepdogs. The wolves are out there. We know who the wolves are. But we don't even manage any of them. We're not being great shepherds of the community that we represent. And that's, y'all know me, man. Y'all know me. I could go on and on, you know what I'm saying? I could go on and on about, just making these mental adjustments and making these mental changes. What up, Cortez? There's several things that I could discuss about how we need to adjust things, but the change that you want is on the other side of your consistency. Stand on what you stand on. Move how you need to move. You know what I'm saying? You know what? Just you said keep going. I wish I could. I've been on for 2 hours. You know what I'm saying? I've been on for 2 hours. Now, if I'm being frank, right? I'm gonna say I've been on for 2 hours and I would do better working at McDonald's for those 2 hours outside of the information that I'm giving and all that kind of stuff. Honey Butters, I appreciate you. You just bought a badge. I appreciate that. But I ain't even made minimum wage ain't even represented. Nobody's bought me coffee for the day. My Cash App is the same. TRXS Now. TRXS Now. It stands for the Relationship Expert Show and then the word now. So TRXS Now. I'm working for y'all, but I'm just saying in practicality, in my mind, I'd be like, yo, I wish they approached me being online as if it was a seminar or something like that. And they would say, you know what? At the least, he's going to make minimum wage when he gets on live with us because he's present for us for 2 hours, usually an hour and a half to 2 hours on a regular basis. Now, what I want to do is I'm gonna drink my apple cider vinegar. Y'all can join me for a minute if y'all want to. But there's a duality to that, and I appreciate every part of it. You know what I'm saying? Jay Carlos said, I'm from California. My own Latino community sometimes are not unified. That's purposeful for every outside entity. You know what I mean? Yeah, that's it right there. It's in my bio though. It's in my bio, Savannah. That's purposeful to somebody, Jay Carlos, not to the community, but the outside communities that are shepherding your community. Do you get it? When there's separation of the pack, it's beneficial for somebody. You have to look at who it's beneficial for. And once you decide and determine who it's beneficial for, then you understand that it's not each other. It's not us infighting. It's us being pushed to fight. Because there's a goal behind our separation and our disunification that benefits somebody. If it's not benefiting us, you better believe everything in this world benefits something or someone in some way. Period. What way that is depending on who the puppet master is, who the administrator is, who the shepherd is. So when you look at that and say who benefits from the Latino community out in California not being together, then you got to know that it's those that are in control, because they understand that there are so many people out in the Latin community that can make a difference that they can't stand for y'all to be together. Felicia, I appreciate that. I see you, Cash App. She said whatever you want. I appreciate that. It is one of those things that when you're being separated, they separate us because the unification is so strong. What up, Miss Mickey? I'm in Atlanta. I'm from Michigan originally, but I live in Atlanta. You know what I'm saying? Everything that is meant to succeed or to change or to adjust is always met with opposition that is okay with the way things are right now. If y'all don't think that there's a group of people who are fine with the way things are going, what up, Elise, Sharif? If y'all think that there's somebody who's complaining about today's circumstances, it's only us. It's only us that are complaining about the situation because, A, everybody knows it's wrong. Everyone knows what's been done to us. Everybody knows it's wrong. That's funny. That's what came up on the thing. Well, somebody's came up on the thing. I'm sorry, but appreciate you. Everybody knows the history. Those people who implemented it, that's what's up. Those people who implemented those wrongs have yet to say we need to correct it. What's up, Miss Monique? I am. and it's the challenge that we have. We're still trying to convince those people to let go of the stronghold that they have on us in our community. Can you imagine that? These people are winning and they say, hey, we need y'all to change the technique that y'all use to win so that we can win. I mean, let's talk about it. I mean, I hate to talk about it because it's going to be so long. But think about this. People don't want to let go when they winning. People, when they got you down, they're trying to keep you down. Why? Because you getting up means that they're not up by themselves. And there's a fear of sharing that success. The reason why Kanye West went through all the BS he went through is because he was leveling the playing field for those people who thought that they were there by themselves and that black people weren't there with them. That community of people wants to be on the stage by themselves. They want to say that they don't owe anybody. They want to say that they did it all themselves, that they're the first people. When the truth is they are not, and everyone knows it. So in knowing that, you would say it'd be easy. It'd be easy to admit the truth, but it isn't because they want a stronghold on their position. Tashi said, I don't know why we keep screaming at them. They just move accordingly. You're absolutely right. And until, and here's the other thing. We have to get past the point of people thinking that it takes a majority to make a change. It just takes a strong minority. It's going to take a strong minority. It's not the quantity of people, it's the quality of people. You don't need 1 million people to make a change. You need 10,000 strong people. That's it. And that number will multiply when people see your unification. I'm tired of trying to unify the whole black community. Ain't gonna happen. I know I'm not talking to the wholeness of the black community when I talk about changes for us. Oh, wow, Miss McGee, I appreciate you. Thank you so much. I'm not talking to, we have to get past the point of thinking that we need to talk to the whole Negro community. that we're talking to all the African Americans. There are African Americans who are going to understand and get it. There are African Americans who are going to understand and admonish it because they're happy and content, and they've made great business decisions. They made great friends. They've made great strides. And in order to make this change, they don't become this magnanimous figure in the community anymore. They become just like everybody else. And who wants to do that, right? There are going to be people who are not interested, who have been beat down by the system, and there are going to be people who are excommunicated from it because of some things that they did and are unable to participate. So we can only focus on those that we talk to that communicate and understand what change looks like. And there are very few in this, and we're getting, and those numbers are, we don't talk enough, and it may not be us, right? It may not be our generation that does it, but the education needs to be given to the same people that they're trying to disseminate their information to. They're trying to infiltrate the children in such a way that they lead forward thinking that Beyond Meat is good, that seedless fruit is okay. They're trying to teach them that Black history never happened the way that it happened. They're trying to teach the kids that what their parents and their grandparents and great-grandparents experienced wasn't the truth, that it wasn't reality. Come on, man. So who can teach them different? That's right. Savannah, these children are listen, I believe the children are the future. They are. And everyone treats them like that except for us. And when I say that, I mean this. They've attacked our children in every way possible. They're attacking them physically, saying that they're going to make them have to take this unnecessary immunization shots. They're attacking them mentally, saying that we're not going to teach your community about our involvement in your demise and your positioning now. They are structuring what they eat and the food they feed them. They are redesigning how they feel about themselves sexually, how they feel about themselves as mentally, in their gender, in their femininity, and their masculinity. They're confusing them in those ways. Let me tell y'all, man, they are attacking. Listen, we send these kids to school 8 hours of a day, and we don't protect them with the tools they need either before they go or when they come home. If you aren't talking to your kids about what they learned at school so that you can combat it with the right knowledge and the correct knowledge, if you're not teaching them other ways of learning, the indoctrination in school is real. Yep, our next few generations are under attack, honey butters. Listen, this is honestly the greatest thing that we could have ever done, especially during the pandemic, and this is probably why they changed it, is homeschool. That's right. Jay Carlos said you're on point. It's all by design. There are less married couples and less people having children. They want to break the household and Christian values. You're absolutely right. Listen to this. The greatest thing that could have happened during the pandemic was homeschooling. And let me tell you why they shook it up. If y'all don't remember, like in 2020, when things were quote unquote at their worst, they made everybody work and stay home from school. And it worked out great. Everybody learned how to do it. It was cool. Everybody got used to it. And then, let me tell you how sinister. Then they introduced the cure. And in the introduction of the cure, they made you go around other people and spread it. Versus saying, I would have been a little easier on them if they said, take the cure, but stay home, work from home, and don't jeopardize anything else. Instead, they made you go back to work, threatened your job security, and didn't heal you at all. And they want to believe that they had a victory, and they didn't. They actually did more damage than good. Anyway, we have to repair our lives and our children's lives. And the only way you can do that is with education. And if you don't, it's okay if you ain't got it all. It's okay if you don't have all the knowledge. It's okay, because there are people who do. There are great examples, great conversations from the past and currently that are happening that you should have your kids paying attention to. If not, they're going to go off and think about all this other stuff and it's going to be too late. Listen, all of them are responsible in one shape or form. You know what I'm saying? That's right. Listen, I don't want to dive too deep into it because they're quick to banana me on any of these websites. Let me just say this. Let me just say that in order to combat the plan, you have to examine what it is, and then you have to go from there. Right now, identifying what these numbnuts are doing is the best thing that you can do. And with that knowledge, then start changing everything. You got to understand that, yes, there is a plan. But if we have a plan, the only way you can undo somebody else's plan is by having a plan of your own that you stick to. Is it going to be easy? Absolutely not. Just like we're talking about everything in terms of getting what you, aligning what you want and what you need. It's not going to be easy. Nothing ever is. And it takes more wherewithal. It takes more strength than you've ever had. It takes more energy than you'll ever use. But it's achievable. I don't want anyone leaving off of this live not understanding that everything that you want, every goal that you put in front of you, every accomplishment that you want is achievable. True story, Tashi. If you're not dissecting the information that people are imparting on you, even me, when I communicate with y'all, I expect y'all to go back and do some research. Go back and dive even deeper into this conversation, and some of the stuff that I'm saying and some of the stuff that you guys are typing is worth people looking into. You have to do that. It's incumbent of you to become more knowledgeable than you've ever been, because they are disseminating information, false information, damaging information at such a high rate that it's overwhelming our parents and those people who watch and listen and pay attention to that stuff through the news, through all this crazy stuff. We don't have the resource on the media side, but we have direct contact in the social aspect of it. We are, one of the dopest things that we have about us as a community of people is that we have word of mouth that works amazing. Our word of mouth is amazing. We just have to use it, be knowledgeable about it, and have a way of communicating it that people will pay attention to. She said that is one of our biggest issues. We don't want to research and do the work. Again, too comfortable. True story. And even that's okay, Tashi, when we examine that we need scholars, we need Minutemen, we need foot soldiers, we need all those. And once we all really decide what our position is, what up, Hillia? Once we decide what our position is on the team, I just ask you to play your role 100%. Give all that you have to being a soldier. If you're going to be a soldier, train up other soldiers. I said this before, and I'm going to leave it here. There's no way anyone in the military should have went to the military, come back to the community, and not teach their community strategy, how to perform, none of those kind of things. There should be every opportunity to train your community should be happening. Exactly, Savannah. We don't know how to be protected because nobody's willing to be harassed like Malcolm. You're absolutely right. Farrakhan is the last of the few. You got a couple other ones, Brother Rizza and Umar, and a couple other people who are fulfilling certain positions, but we also have to support them in such a way, and then be active in our presentation. With that being said, man, I just want to leave y'all with that. Make sure y'all are looking, thinking, and finding ways to be active. But also, listen, man, make sure that y'all out here doing the work. What up, Angelique? Do the work. whatever y'all want, do the work. And that's it. You know what I'm saying? There's nothing else to say but do the work. We had an amazing conversation today about when getting what you want isn't what you need. When getting what you want isn't what you need. How to get what you want. Y'all know, I mean, based off today's conversation, y'all should have a good idea. If you haven't tuned in for the whole conversation, you can revisit it all on youtube.com/ICGREEN1. We can open up more of a conversation. Make sure y'all hit me in the DMs if there's something that y'all want to expound on or something that I touched on and y'all want to hear and we need to discuss a little bit more. Just hit me up in the DMs and we could chop it up. I love you guys' participation level today. Yo, for those of you who Cash App, man, y'all are major. Y'all covered it for everybody. Like y'all made my time today, these couple of hours on live with y'all. Y'all made it extremely, like, y'all are great employers. That's the best way I can say it. You guys employed really great today. And if that was something that as a community was as a community of people that join these lives, if it was supported that way on a regular basis, it would be really, really dope. I do some different things, add some different things, spend more time doing stuff, but you know what I mean? It's reciprocal. I hope that everybody took something from this. There were several takeaways throughout today's conversation. A lot of laughter, a lot of highs, a lot of lows, a lot of information was disseminated. I hope that I inspired y'all to make the changes that y'all need to make for yourselves, physically, mentally, and spiritually, because those things lead to every other goal and every other situation y'all want to have accomplished. We got some amazing conversations coming up over the next couple of days. We touched on, what was the one we touched on? The metric system. I think tomorrow we're going to talk about the metric system. I think it's important that we talk about these lines and barriers and goals and metrics that are put out there that need to be discussed. You know what I mean? We need to talk about them because Letitia hit it on a little bit when she's talked about the size of people in the music industry and stuff like that and what those metrics mean. But we need to talk about a bunch of the metrics that are out there because we're living a life at a standard that has been presented to us and not developed by us. I'm gonna leave y'all with that. This is your favorite Green-Eyed Bandit. I hope y'all enjoy me. Y'all see, I am the show. You know what I'm saying? It's on the board over there. Over here, y'all see it on the backdrop. I am the show. I got them in girl sizes and stuff like that. If you're interested, DM me or whatever, and I'll tell you what sizes I got, and I'll tell you how much they cost and all that. But let me know, and then I'll ship them out in like a day after I get the order and all that kind of stuff. But anyway, the book is available still. Social Digital Currency. Your social media birthright and how to use it. I appreciate everybody who's already bought the book. A lot of you have it already. Those of you who don't, you can pick this up by going to yoursocialdigitalcurrency.com. If you're on my YouTube channel, you'll see it. Let me see. If you're on my YouTube channel, you'll see it pop up right now. It's on the screen, yoursocialdigitalcurrency.com. It's available at www.yoursocialdigitalcurrency.com. You can pick it up there. I appreciate everybody's support today. I appreciate everybody showing up. And the likes are through the roof. I don't know why it doesn't show me the shares anymore. You know what I'm saying? Oh, and by the way, Kira is one of the editor on this book. She's in the linear notes as well, and I thank her. She's an amazing individual. I couldn't have done this without her creating this book. So big shout outs and love to you, as always. If you missed it, again, you have to turn your notifications on to always on whatever platform that you're on. I try to make 10 o'clock in the morning, but that requires so much of me the night before. So I'm trying to make 10 o'clock happen more often than not. Yesterday we started at 1 and there was another level of appreciation for that. But what I realize is if I get on and I record it earlier, maybe you just watch it on YouTube later at 1 o'clock or whatever time is available for you. You just catch it on the replays because I think that'll work out just great as well. If you're on those Facebooks, those Twitters, those LinkedIns, and all those other different sites, hit the like button, share it with some people, let people know I get on daily, Monday through Friday, that y'all can come and check me out. I may start doing a recap in the evenings. I have to see. Like I might do a recap to whatever we talked about today. And this is again where this would be really dope, Kira, if you know what I'm saying. as much as you take great notes that we have, where we have some of the points that were made today, like the major points, and we could just go back over those in maybe like an hour's time or something like that in the evening. But it's hard for me to, y'all see me trying to do. I try to write down some of the notes as I go along, but I know I dropped the ball on a lot of the information, a lot of the key points that I would love to reiterate, not only in the future but in the recap for people to, that are just tuning in or who need the condensed version because they didn't watch it. But with that being said, these clips are available as well. If you go to the YouTube channel, you can take bites out of it and you can share those with people. And if you want to actually take the video of it without using the resources that are on YouTube, here's an easy way to do it. So for anything that you want that's on YouTube and you want to replay it on your page or whatever, you can just, most phones have the ability to swipe down. If you're using the iPhone, you can swipe down, hit the screen record button, and then start play on the YouTube thing, and it will record it. The volume will be great. It'll record the picture will be great. This is how you screen grab video whenever you want to shoot it on your page or replay it without any of the issues. You could do that on Instagram or any other site as well. If there's something that you like visually that you want to repost or replay, that's one of the ways to do it. I appreciate everybody for tuning in today. For my girl and everybody else that was on, and everybody who contributed on Instagram, this is not goodbyes to be continued. I'll be on tomorrow. I'll check y'all out then. And I will, Kira. Thank you so much. All right, later, y'all. And for my people on Facebook, Twitter, and what else? Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, and Twitch. Yeah. I'm gonna say deuces to y'all. Thank y'all for tuning in and for participating and staying on the live. That goes a long way. I'm trying to get it to where Instagram actually shows up over there too. They have a program on Instagram that they're rolling out very slowly to where I'll be able to do that. So I know, right, grandsons? I only got like a couple months though. I think I got like 3 more months or something like that with it. So to all my folks over there on those sites, I'll holler at y'all later. I appreciate y'all for tuning in.